Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the match review for Luton Town 2, Chelsea 3 in what was almost a Luton Town 3, Chelsea 3 match towards the last 15 minutes. We'll discuss it all. I'm accompanied here by my panel of the Bridge 25A, Ahmed, Real Chris, and Oliver. And listen, 2 wins in the Premier League, third time this season that we've done it in a row. And we're going to be talking about it. But before we do, as usual, guys, admin stuff. Let's start off with the with the likes. Be sure to smash up the like button, people, because it does help us out with the algorithm and spreading awareness that the channel exists and letting people know that they can watch this channel. People who enjoy other channels. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm distracted right now. But big up to you guys. Smash up the like button. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be sure to hit the bell notification if you haven't done so you are notified whenever we do go live. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for our Discord community, for our Twitter, Ahmeds Channel, Flawless, and all these other guys down below in the description. Check out the comments section because I do check out the comments and engage with some of the comments from time to time. So leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we're going to be discussing today. And as always, guys, check out the memberships because we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. The more members we get, the more emojis, the more content we can give you guys. So definitely give that some love and check it out. But before we go ahead and start, as always, guys, we're going to do a quick little... All right, there we go. Sorry.
You're still audible.
Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Okay. But yeah, as always, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a quick match summary. To start off the game, a little bit of a few new faces in the lineup to start off the game. Surprised to not see Nkunku start off the match. Also, we had Ahmeds Channel make his second senior appearance start, right? I believe
second start in the Premier League.
Yeah, second start. Yeah, in the Premier League. So good on him. And then, yeah, from there, the rest is history. Let's go ahead into the quick match summary. Pretty much in the 12th minute, we had the return of Cole Palmer into the side, back from suspension. Raheem Sterling was benched today, but Cole Palmer has a... We'll discuss. Cole Palmer in the 12th minute scores a brilliant Marcos Alonso-esque goal from an error from the Luton Town player that passed it right to him, and he immediately exploited the mistake and scores, giving us the 1-0 lead. Then into the 37th minute, Ahmeds Channel with quite the brilliant shot, I will say. Very intelligent play. Almost had the Luton Town defender block the goalkeeper's vision. Ahmeds Channel goes to shoot it from the right-hand side, and it goes into the top of the net, beating the keeper's near post. And at that point, we're up 2-0. Then into halftime, as we know, we don't look as good into the second half, which has been a reiterating a reoccurring theme with Poch now. And luckily for us, in a brilliant little phase of play, Disasi finds Nicholas Jackson, who then finds Cole Palmer, and in a tight space, rolls the ball over the keeper, and then dribbles to the side, puts it behind the net, and we are up 3-0. And at this point, we're thinking, hey, we're good. We're in the clear. But unfortunately for us, the last 15 minutes of the game, we start to let Luton get a little bit more into the game. We start to let them have possession. We start to let them come at us at our defense. And after much persistence, after many crosses, and we had one cross that was counted offside, rightfully so, that would have been the third goal that Luton needed. But they cross the ball. It somehow goes to our defense, and then Luton Town managed to, after it was the save, right? Petrovic made a save, and unfortunately the rebound lands right on a Luton Town player.
No, you forgot about Ross Barkley first.
Oh, that was
the first Luton goal was a corner which hit Barkley and went in.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So the first goal was a corner, hits Barkley, goes in, and then the second goal, which the Petrovic save, which Petrovic was forced to make some astounding saves in this game, and especially in the last 15 minutes. And then you have Luton 2-3 at this point, and luckily for us, we hold off just long enough to find ourselves with the victory at Luton Town, and here we are standing with 2 victories in a row in the Premier League. And we'll see what happens. The next match is Preston. Maybe we can make it 3 victories in a row just in general. But Ahmed, man, we'll start off with you. What are your thoughts on the game?
In the words, of the streets, a win is a win. A win is a win, man. A win is a win, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy, you know what I mean? Sensational. I'm just happy, boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy, man. No, listen, a win is a win. Listen, once you remove the feelings, you know what I'm saying? Once you remove, the reality that this guy is like anytime soon, you know what I mean? And you just need points to the award. You know what I mean? You just get points to the award. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not going to talk about any of the negatives today. You know what I'm saying? They're on the pitch, but they're still happening. But I couldn't care less, man. I'm here to enjoy myself today. Listen, man. I want to say, this first and foremost, we freed them. We freed my brother Madueke. Free Madueke army. We won. Free Madueke army. We won. And you saw that he's doing mad. He's doing brilliant.
That gets a round of applause. Cook, okay. Ahmed, cook.
Listen, man. Listen, he's been doing some major drillings on the pitch, you know what I mean? Cooking the man them like that, you know what I mean? Listen, man, shout out for the shot, you know what I mean? Respect, you know what I mean? On his weaker foot too, on his right foot. You know what I mean? Certain guys like Ziyech couldn't even use their right foot to walk at certain points in time. That's all I have to say, you know what I'm saying to you? So,
what's wrong with this guy, man?
That's all I'm saying. Hey, listen, big up Cole Palmer, or Cole Willian, as I like to call him these days, because he just loves to cut inside or shoot. He got 2 good goals today. You know what I mean? Big up to Cole Palmer, man.
Man of the match easily.
I feel like barring the goals, he was playing good, but I feel like the man of the match for me goes to Nicholas Jackson for me personally. Actually, man of the match, and because I think for me, the reason why I would say that is that I don't really. I think obviously yes, scoring the goals is important, but I think Jackson did a really good job of his link-up play today. Really, had the defense of the Luton Town games. Luton Town stuff. The Luton Town defenders on strings, in my opinion. They were constantly trying to get to him, defend him compared to the others. So I felt like, him in particular did really well. Obviously, he got 2 assists, if I'm not mistaken, this game as well. Listen, man, I'm quite happy for him at the end of the day. So I respect his game. You know what I mean? There are certain in this chat here, that call him, soft touch or stuff like that, with his shooting. But we didn't need to shoot him. We didn't need to shoot today. So listen, man, I couldn't care less. So
that's what I'm saying. So I agree with you. Not in the sense I don't think Jackson was man of the match. I think it was Palmer because he got the assist and he got 2 goals. But go on, finish what you're saying.
I think for me, the reason why I would say Jackson over Palmer, even though I said Palmer was one of our best players, joint best player, I would say, is because I think for me personally, he had a lot more control of the game, and what he was doing was affecting the game more. Was allowing the other players to do what they had to do, because the Luton defenders are more targeting him compared to that, because they were like, who's this Broha guy? Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? They were like, who's this Broha guy? They were literally targeting him. That's what was allowing Madueke to have space, allowing Palmer to have space in that attacking position to do what they need to do, in my personal opinion. But Armando Broha, Broski's getting bodied everywhere. Like, I thought this guy, listen, when I was watching this guy used to be a monster. You know what I mean? He used to hold up, play really well. That's not even an ACL injury thing, guys. Like, if we keep it real, that's not an ACL injury sort of thing. So, okay. Look, Chris is about to give a little rebuttal.
No, I was actually going to agree with you. Actually, I didn't rate Broja that much at Southampton, but people said it's at Southampton. Okay, so no, because like he didn't even score much for Southampton. He didn't really impress me there. But like, it's Southampton, so maybe it's just Southampton. So, it might be part of the ACL, because ACLs can mess you up. But like, I've never really rated that guy, to be honest, at the end. But like, if it's passing off to me anyway, I'm not sure about you. But
the thing is, Chris, and I'll say this: when you're trying to be physical, that is upper body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't require ability.
Yeah, it's not twisting and turning. It's not like agility work, like on the ball and all that. Like, yeah,
exactly.
I agree to a certain extent. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that like, oh, the reason Broja's not physical anymore is because of the ACL. Like, yes, it does affect it to a certain extent, but I think the biggest key or the biggest characteristic of Broja that made him stand out last season, which I think is greatly affected by the ACL, was his pace. He's lost a lot of that pace that made him really, really stand out last season. And I think without that pace, he's just your average striker now. Or at least that's what it seems like now.
But do you know what it is?
I see the pace thing a little bit.
I think
pace and the physicality, it's not just physicality.
I hear your point, but I think for me, as a player, or as a squad or as a team, even you need to be able to help him to adapt his game, to maybe learn him, teach him a different style of play compared to what he's been doing.
That stuff takes time. That stuff takes time, though. Don't you?
I hear you, but then that's why for me, when I said that he should either go out on loan or should basically be getting limited time. Or I would even argue just limit the amount of time he gets. Don't even let him start. Have him on the training pitch constantly to learn that style of play, the new style of play that he's going to play, the new way of being a striker to allow him to do so. So, but I think for me, that's really Broja. Now, obviously, speaking about the other front three, I thought the midfield, in my opinion, was the midfield. We'll just leave it as that, full stop. Gusto, another good game from him, in my opinion. Quality, certain guys like, their chains have been stolen at this point, let's hope he comes collect it soon.
Can I ask you a question about Gusto though? Like, going forward, I thought he's actually really good, actually, fairness, but like, I'm not sure if I didn't notice it, but going backwards, I didn't really see a lot of him. Like, I thought, I think it's Caicedo or like players like covering for him, like today. Maybe that's part of the plan, but like, I didn't see him tracking back.
I think maybe again, what this manager's like. You know what I'm saying? He probably gave him a tactic where he was like, what's it called? Don't stay back.
Maybe forward, yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think what it was. This is my analysis on it. I think what it was is that you had Gallagher so up high, and I'll big up to Oliver. I'll show your chart in a minute, but I think what it was that we had Gallagher so up high, and sometimes Gallagher just kept losing the ball when Gusto was already so high up the pitch. So for him to come back down, it was like.
Can I just add on to that point? By the way, another reason why you may have not noticed Gusto so much is because Madueke's tracking back today is so much better than I've ever seen it in another Chelsea game. Yeah. He is definitely. I don't know whether this is Potts keeping him on the bench and saying you're not playing until you improve this aspect of your game or whatnot. But it definitely showed that he has been working on that, and he was, his off-the-ball work rate really, really helped out the right-hand side today. So there were times where the ball wasn't even getting past the winger into the fullback in that case.
So I wanna bring it back to the striker situation and focus up on that part of the game first. Not so much Broja, but like, what are your thoughts, guys, on? Well, this is Jackson's last week with Chelsea until he goes to AFCON. Last week? Yeah. He's gonna go to AFCON next week. He's gonna start training with the Senegal and all that.
Fantasy.
But the thing with Jackson is that now that he's not here, what's likely to happen is that Broja is gonna start, or it's gonna be Nkunku. Now we did see Nkunku play at striker today, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Hell no. I don't want to see that again. Hell no.
Thing is though, Ahmed, I don't think it was. I'll say this though, I don't think it was necessarily an Nkunku problem. He was just like the way the state of the game at the time when he was in that position. We bring on Enzo Fernandez in a number 10 role when he should be in the 8 or the 6 trying to control things. We had no possession of the ball, and all of our counter-attacks broke down as soon as it hit the midfield. So I don't even think he got any service. I can't lie, unless someone can remind me. I don't remember a single.
Do you know what the problem is? I just don't think Nkunku's a striker at the end of the day, whether you want to admit it or not. Can he? And the thing is, I know that people be saying like, can he at least do a job for us while Jackson is gone? And I can hear.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, but like I still don't know, bro.
I think he said he not prefer strike, but he said he likes strike.
That's his favorite position. Yeah.
It depends though.
And he knows how to finish. Let's be real.
Chris,
good. He knows how to finish.
He didn't have service.
He knows how to header today.
Yeah.
Chris, it does depend. Like, maybe by striker, he could maybe mean like because at Leipzig when he played striker, it was in the front too.
Yeah.
I think for me,
we're talking about boxing.
I
was gonna say with Borussia, like, I'd be real. I'd rather that crackhead, Glishchus or whatever his name is. I'd rather him up strike. I don't remember his name.
Christ.
Gilchrist. There we go.
No, Chris. You blasphemous.
Well, I'd rather that crackhead up strike instead of Borussia, because Borussia's lazy.
What is going on today, bro?
Wait, Marshall, you called him Gilchrist. He's Gilchrist.
Yeah, because he obviously, according to Chelsea Twitter, he is our Lord and Savior, Gilchrist. He is the next coming of Jesus.
Yeah, I fucked up the pronounce. Yeah, I couldn't pronounce his name because I forgot how he even looked. His name even looked, to be honest. But I'd rather him up strike anyway.
I'll be honest, man. I'm just gonna be honest here, lads. Just don't play him there. I can't wait for Jackson to leave in the sense that we're gonna actually see why we are actually missing Jackson. You know what I'm saying? These guys are gonna be like, "Oh, Jackson, please, we need you, broski. Come in." Watch, bro. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. That's what's gonna happen.
Someone clip that.
I can see that, Ahmed. Like Chelsea fans will actually cry for him to come back because his link up and like he's even scored 7 in the Premier League. It's not the worst.
Man. Listen, Chris, you and I agree. I'm just saying, man, when the streets start crying, "Oh, Jackson, we need you. I'm sorry, man."
I feel like you're targeting me.
That's what's gonna happen, man.
I feel like you're targeting me.
Hey, I'm just saying, the people who are saying that. I mean, if that's how if you feel like you're being targeted, then that means that's how you feel about him.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah, man.
Listen, here's the thing about Touchy, okay? With
crazy.
Touchy,
Context.
with Touchy, listen, there's no need for context. People know what I mean when I call Jackson Touchy, all right? With Touchy,
okay, fair enough.
The thing about him, I didn't
know that.
The thing about him is that, like, for example, today, I'm gonna give him his flowers. Today, I thought he was good. I thought he was awesome. But you know what he didn't do today? He didn't have opportunities in front of the net that he just touched the ball and didn't fucking shoot.
Mind you, he was on the wing.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay because what I like a lot about Jackson, and we saw this in preseason, we saw this throughout the whole season. I like this a lot. Even the beginning of the season, I said it. I like his ability to do link-up play. There was a certain point where when Nkunku wasn't in the squad, I almost said, like, why don't we just try Jackson as a 10? Because, like, he has really awesome link-up play, and he has good dribbling ability. He has phenomenal dribbling ability. Hold-up play, awesome. For his age, he's 21, 22? I keep forgetting. He's 21.
I think 22.
Yeah,
okay, 22. For him to have... Just real quick, Ahmed, before you go, for him to have really good hold-up play, dribbling ability, and the link-up play, it's almost like your preferred position should be in the wing. But what frustrates me with him, like with any striker, is when you don't shoot, when you don't take your chances, when you do the extra touch to try to get comfortable and make the shot happen. And that's always been my problem with him, which is why I call him Touchy. This guy wants to have an extra touch before he takes the fucking shot. And half the time that extra touch kills the momentum, kills his chances of getting a goal. He would be in double-digit goals I would expect him to be at double-digit goals by now if he just took his chances at shooting, not try to get comfortable, because the best goal scorers in the game, they don't score from the most comfortable positions. Sometimes they score from unorthodox positions. But go ahead, Ahmed.
But can I just say the problem? The thing is, and I always come back to this with you when you talk about Jackson. You talk about that now, the extra touch. That take again with him is time. I always say
that's
this,
why.
Like for me, when you're
I emphasize the age, 22.
But like when you're calling him for example Touchy and that stuff, bro, it's
that's
not helpful. But that's no, bro, because the thing is, when we were talking about Havertz here the way we did, you didn't like it, bro. Remember, it's not fair on us. Like I feel like I want to say this to you about Jackson because this is like a wider point to warrant off of yours, where I feel like the level of criticism this guy is receiving, for what we brought him for, and what was the initial intention for buying Jackson was, has been absolutely ridiculous, man. And I can't lie to you, man. The streets might not be lying, man. You know what I mean? We may never escape that racism allegations of some of the tweets I've seen today. Some of the tweets I've seen today, I can't lie, man. Chelsea may not be escaping the racism allegations anytime soon.
Ahmed, you know what the funny thing is? Like when we bought this guy, no one knew who he was, and yet they hold him to a world-class standard.
Bro, what for me annoys me more than all of this stuff here is that we bought this guy for 30. Doesn't have we bought this guy for 31 or 32 million pounds, if I'm not mistaken. That's how much we brought him for, guys.
Yeah. I didn't know much about him either. And I did some research, and I knew he was gonna link up and stuff like that. That's what I got told.
Yeah, before, bro. So. Like this is for me. Bro. When you bought this guy for 30 million. He's 22 years old, I'm hearing people compare him to Solanke. You know how old Solanke is, guys? 26 years old. He wasn't even playing at Liverpool when he was 22 years old. He was at Liverpool not playing at all.
Ahmed as well. Apparently, this is his third senior season as a player.
Yes.
In the game, and it's a new league, new team. Chelsea is in a tricky situation, and let's be honest, the attack this season with Jackson and whoever, Cole Palmer, it's not been a problem with Chelsea this season.
I agree, JP, of course, some of the criticism, with what Marshall talked about, with even we've talked about at times, those are valid criticisms. But the point I've always said, is that the way that these men get onto him. And the way they do stuff like that, it's crazy, bro. It's actually borderline, bro. Borderline nasty, bro. It's borderline disgusting, bro.
I get it, and I don't like the way that the fan base has been reacting to them, especially at the games. I think that's ridiculous. This guy's 22. You're only making it worse, right? And I get it. And at the same time, I'm sitting here and I call him touchy and stuff, but at the end of the day, I still back the player. I still call it the way I see it. If I see him having a good game today, I see him having a good game.
The difference is Marshall's lighthearted about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm lighthearted about it. I'm not trying to. You've never. Well, okay. Sometimes you hear me on Discord. I do get fucking pissed off.
No, but touchy. That's lighthearted.
Yeah. And you guys know where it's coming from too. This guy likes to take his touches, which is fine. That's eventually something that he's gonna grow out of. We all know that, and I hope so at least. And it's But even today during the goal, I gave him his props. He did a fantastic job to find Palmer. And Palmer got his goal. I thought he did a fantastic job. I was like, yo, and I multiple times throughout the game today, I was like, yo, Jackson, that's a good play on Jackson, all this stuff. Jackson last game got robbed of an assist or 2 assists, I think. One from Nkunku and Sterling. So it's I give this guy's props when it's merited, but I understand. And that's the thing. People need to understand with Jackson, he was never purchased to be the number one guy. And we all knew this going into the summer. That's why we don't know who he is. That's why he's so young. We know that we needed another striker before the end of the summer. Unfortunately, we didn't get it in the summer, but we knew we were trying to go for a Ivan Toney since last season. We knew we were trying to go for oh my God, Napoli guy.
Osimhen.
I want to Can I say Jackson? I wanted to talk about Jackson's stats. Yeah, Jackson has in the EPL from after half a season played 7 goals, 2 assists. Right. Any regular, he is literally on track to do what he's been asked to. If you think about it, no, but
actually, Ahmed,
it's the same numbers as Alvarez this season, basically.
What was his stats? What was his GNA at Villarreal before he came?
Villarreal, he had, if I'm not mistaken, either it was I think it was 11 or it was 12 goals or
it's about 12 to 13 or something. Yeah. It wasn't a whole lot.
Yes, and for me again,
already on his way to match that.
So the thing again for me when it comes to Jackson, is that we all knew. Again, I'm saying this again. The idea for Jackson was always we have him until December, whatever it is. Yeah, you bring in the striker that you want for the club, and then at least he comes back to secondary position, and he can still learn his trade while you got the main guy that's banging in the goals there. You know what I'm saying? And I think Chelsea Blue also has another dynamic to it where you will see people say, because you hear other fans saying, oh he's shit, oh he's this, oh he's this, oh look he's so rubbish, and the funny thing is he's now matched Kai Havertz's maximum goal tally in the league.
Yeah. And by the way, going back to the criticism of Havertz, I always agreed with you guys. I just disagreed with him being shit. I just thought he was always played out of position. Yeah. That was my only disagreement with him. What frustrates me about Jackson over Havertz was that Jackson is supposed to be a striker, and he's not doing the thing that I want a striker to do, which is shoot. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's doing better than Kai Havertz, and I can't like complain too much. He's gonna frustrate me regardless. Like any young player is gonna frustrate me when they make errors like this. I got frustrated at Pulisic all the time whenever he lost the ball constantly at the wing. But sometimes it pays off. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to take risks, try to create, and dribble. That's what like,
I've got the perfect analogy for Nicholas Jackson, and this isn't mine. I'll give credit. This is from Alexis de Kavka's view. He said that Jackson is baby Jesus. I think that's a pretty good representation of what he is.
I can honestly see that, to be honest. Yeah, thinking about it, because Jesus is like a winger / striker, very good at link up, good at dribbling, has his few goals, has his few assists and stuff like that. Yeah, so I kind of see that affair, Oliver. Because I actually watched Jesus, especially when he was younger as well. I think a lot of us did.
You know what? Yeah,
another true point right here too.
Yeah, and like I saw like today, like I saw like a tweet saying that I'm really sad that Disasi's not leaving because he calls himself French and he's not from like another country in Africa, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? That's just racism, bro. That is just out and out, bro. This racismo. You know what I'm saying to you? And when you hear stuff like that, I'm just like, bro, like you can say you don't like the player and maybe you don't want him, but like that is just nuts, bro. It's nuts.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I get frustrated with Jackson this season, but I actually I still have no problem with Jackson as a player because, like you said, Ahmed, I've always said this actually a lot on streams. He's a 30 million player. We shouldn't really expect he's to be a world class player like that and all that. Like,
and like for me, the other thing that makes it crazier is like when you see stuff like you know what, man, Gilchrist for 90 seconds he showed me something, and what's it called? Yeah, we need to start him in the team.
That's such a howler.
I think that was from I think that was from Eunice, and I'm just like, bro, like, are we?
He didn't say just to be transparent. He didn't say to start him, but he really wanted to. But at this point of the season, he just he understands we can't take risks. But it makes me roll my eyes because it's one of those things. It's like yeah, maybe an FA Cup. But it's one of those things like. Listen, and I'll talk about this backstage real quick, Ahmed, before you go, because I want you to build off of this too. I was talking to this with Chris about it backstage before you joined. Is that yes, this kid's gonna make his premiere at Chelsea. Like every other youth or Cobham graduate that makes a premiere at Chelsea, they're gonna do 200% to impress. That doesn't happen. That at least at Chelsea, over the course of time, the more you play, that seems to diminish a lot more. Because you get used to the role now. You don't have to impress. You earned your spot in the team. You know what you're capable of doing and stuff. This guy needs to impress. This guy wants to be in the starting lineup, but he knows what he's up against. So he's going to do it 200%. And today, he had one good tackle, I think, that I remember. He didn't do much.
He wasn't on for long. Right.
He wasn't on for long. He was longer for long. He was on longer today than he was last game. But regardless, people saying Gilchrist should start and all this stuff. Bro, you only saw him for 2 minutes. Calm down. But what were you going to say, Ahmed?
I would not. The point I was making about that is just we are so crazy, for for these young up and comers, but the level of disrespect we sometimes give to these players at times is too much. I feel like that's the point I'm trying to make in totality. The level of disrespect some of these players are receiving, which a lot of times quite unfair. We talk about Disasi, and Disasi's not good enough. Disasi's rubbish or stuff like that. But then at the same time, when we had Chalobah there, bro, how many times are people complaining about how many mistakes, how bad it is? This is for me. We are so easy to forget, the past, and focus on the now, and that's the problem.
100%.
It goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. There are a lot of players in this team that get too much disrespect. There are also a lot of players that get too much respect. Like you said with Gilchrist there, you've got him coming on for 90 seconds against Palace, and everyone's saying, "Oh, John Terry," because he's an English skinhead wearing black boots.
Jesus Christ.
I just love about Gilchrist. He's actually just given I don't know what type of instructions, but he's literally telling the backline what to do. At today's game, he's just given. I don't know. For I never see that.
And you can praise that, but you don't have. You can praise that, but you don't. you can praise that, but you don't then go and compare him to arguably our greatest player of all time, and definitely 100% is our greatest captain of all time. That just can't fly. You know, there needs to be much more behind your argument there than just 90 seconds.
Exactly, man.
Every
I just
2
think,
minutes.
again, I just think in general, criticism, there's a difference between criticism and then, what I call abuse. You know what I'm saying? And like criticism is when you're critiquing people's game. Yeah, but what's happening to a lot of certain players, Jackson, whether it be Jackson, whether it be Disasi, whether it be some of these other players, is basically abuse at points. You know what I'm saying? And that's not nice, And then we then protect players, like we love to protect guys like Broha, because from what we've seen him and what he does at times, and then you see guys like Gallagher, for example, that are protected. Do I think Gallagher's a player that can play on the bench? Yes, but like when you're getting stuff like letters written about to the Premier League, to what's it called? To the club about Gallagher must stay, or like protests because Gallagher is leaving the club. It's just like, dude, like what is going on? You know what I'm saying? What is going on?
And you know what? Building off of that point as well, like people want to praise, Gilchrist for the passion that he's showing on the pitch and all this and that. What about Disasi? Every time we score a goal or something, isn't Disasi one of the first to go to the crowd and pump him up and celebrate the crowd? He's tapping the badge. Like this guy, listen, say what you want about him. I don't think he's the best defender, but he's definitely not our worst. And I don't think he's been that bad this season either to merit the amount of criticism that he's been getting. But he's one of the first people that I can tell, like, dude, this guy wants to play for Chelsea. This guy loves the club. This guy has the passion. But no one says anything about that with Disasi. He gets too unfairly criticized. I think today he was okay. Nothing outstanding. Like, he's not a standout. He's not another Thiago Silva. He's not going to be a world-class player. But at the end of the day, he's getting the job done. He does a job. He plays where he's asked to. And this makes me this transitions me over to the next topic that I want to discuss, which was we need to talk about that midfield. Because today I think I finally opened up my eyes in a sense, which I always knew about it, but today really opened up my eyes about Gallagher, really, and how much our midfield is just compensating for Gallagher. And I don't necessarily blame Gallagher. I blame it more on Poch. But Gallagher is not experienced enough yet to be a starter at Chelsea. And the reason I say that is because let's look at this chart today and I don't think this is a tactic, by the way, guys. I think this is just literally Gallagher being incompetent. This guy doesn't have positional awareness. He doesn't know how to play in a pivot. He only knows what he knows, which is his strengths: pressing well, running up, pressure on the ball, and all this. Look at where number 23 is, Gallagher. He's part of a pivot. So today, when I was criticizing, and you guys in Discord heard it, when I was criticizing how bad Caicedo was, once I saw this, I was like, you know what? It's not Caicedo's fault. He's doing the job for two people. And he's being asked to do it well. This isn't how it works. Caicedo isn't a single pivot player, but he's being asked to do a single pivot job, even though he's supposed to be a double pivot, because Gallagher can't stay in his position. Gallagher doesn't know how to defend the midfield. Gallagher leaves holes in the midfield. That's why he's played in the 10, because even if he makes an error up top, you have Enzo and Caicedo there to cover his ass.
But that's not happening anymore, though.
Hey, yo.
The thing is, he's now playing Enzo in the camp. He literally said, Enzo, you're my camp from now on. So therefore, it's just literally Caicedo just dying. You know what I mean?
And he's just leaving Caicedo to die. Yeah.
And then the irony of this all is the fact that Caicedo's role, like the stuff that he's actually good at, is being played by Gallagher. So he's accommodating Gallagher to do what he's doing. So it's just like, it's just like a kind of like a three-way ironic thing that's just going on.
But what blows my mind is that, like, even when our players are fit, right? Let's say like Enzo, Gallagher, Caicedo. Poch, you're willing to sacrifice two of your best players and hinder their performances for one player? Like, I get it if it was the opposite. You're willing to sacrifice one player's performances for two other ones, then yeah, I get that. It's 2 for 1, man. I don't see the value in this one.
And by the way, not just when they start as well, because like I said earlier, we brought Enzo on, and at the state in the game that we were in at that moment, he should have been in the pivot to control the game and get the team to put their foot on the ball and really keep it away from the Luton players. And he was ineffective because we didn't deploy him in that way. So it's not even just when he starts. It's literally in every phase of the game, including off the bench.
And I get why he's playing. By no means am I saying bench him, because if we bench him, what are we going to play? Matos? Like, I don't think replacing him with inexperienced at Chelsea youth player is the answer. But at the same time, like, this is why, like, if Gallagher were to leave, good. I hope we get good money for him. But if he were to stay, then you know what? Utility player. I could see him having a role in this team as a substitute or coming in and starting games when we have injuries. Like, I can see his role.
You know what?
In some games he's effective. Yeah.
Can I just be honest, guys? You know, we can agree a deal with Tottenham, but if he doesn't want to leave, then he's gonna stay. You realize that, right?
But why do people care if we sell him to Tottenham too? That's the other thing I wanted to bring up. And we're not competing with Tottenham anymore.
I think for them, it's just that obviously Tottenham is like an old rival. I can understand that, but the reality is, and what these guys are not understanding, Chelsea and Tottenham can agree a £50 million deal to tell Gallagher to thingy, but that requires the player to agree contract negotiations of Tottenham first. If he doesn't agree with it, all of that stuff goes to Nish.
I think he would go to Spurs.
I don't want Enzo playing as a 10, by the way.
Andrew, I hear you, but I'm just saying though, like, the way these guys are reacting, there is also, I'm just being honest, the other possibility that he just says no to it. You never know.
Here's the thing. He should understand these guys have been trying to sell him since last January, not even like summer. Okay, so he should understand that. Spurs, it's a London club, a club that's on the up. It's whatever you think about them. Spurs are a kind of club that people look at, especially like English players, still look at with a bit of fondness and go, okay, yeah, I could probably possibly do well there. Type of player that Ange probably likes and wants, and can utilise better probably than us. I think he'd go there. My thing about this, you said, I can't remember what you said. The manager sacrifices 2 or 3 players for Gallagher. He doesn't. He sacrifices the whole team for Gallagher. That's what he does. Did it on Wednesday when he subbed Cole off and put Gusto at left back, Disasi at right back, put Nkuku partially in the right wing, and put Gallagher further forward. That was the whole thing. He sacrificed his whole team for this guy. And today, Gallagher looks shattered. Absolutely shattered today.
That's another thing too, yeah.
Like a player who's been overplayed and plays 90 minutes per match every game in every competition.
True. Very true.
He looked cream crackered today. Absolutely done. And that was the point Ahmed made where he should have subbed in Enzo for Gallagher and tried to whatever control, because I didn't think we had much control throughout that game anyway. I think that's partly due to tactics, but the second half especially, and move on from there. That's what he should have done, but he didn't. And Gallagher, like I said, rash again in some of his tackles. Passing wasn't very good. Like you say, with that tweet you had, left Caicedo doing 2 man's work when he's part of a double pivot. So he doesn't have the discipline for that. So, but we got away with it. So
we did. Real quick, just gonna read C Nyack 24. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Where is Bruce Willis when you need him? Get this potch ass terrorist out of my club. He's made our strong defense our weakness, conceding 30+ goals so far. Yeah, I mean that's very true.
It's so weird. It's so weird because last season obviously we couldn't score, and now this season we can score but we can't defend. We just can't have both.
But it's madness. You saw, I thought today, about 78 minutes, they were crossing the ball and nothing was happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what really happened. I'll have to look at it again, whether it was subs and our heads went down even when we were 3-0 up, just conceding that first goal. And then it was like pinballs. It just came coming in, we couldn't do anything.
So before we continue talking about the defense, I do want to bring this up because it's related to Thiago Silva. If the directors and owners want any proof that Chelsea need more composure and experience to deal with tough moments, they can just go and review the Luton game and watch Silva and then watch the rest of the players. 12 clearances and was fuming at full time, the standard that we need. And then going on Mauricio Pochettino on this actually frustrated me here.
I got a response.
Mauricio Pochettino on Thiago Silva's frustration at full time. Thiago is like this. He is always moaning and never happy, but that's good. He's 39 years old and still playing. I think sometimes we are there on the pitch, but sometimes it was the small details. Andrew, before you go, I do want to say this, and I said this on the Twitter. If I'm Thiago Silva and I am like the experienced person or the leader in this defense, I think one thing that John Terry had as a captain standards wise was, even if we won a game, if we conceded a clean sheet, he would be furious. He would be fuming, because that's the standard at this club. I understand we won games, but we need to actually start keeping clean sheets as well. Like, this isn't okay. Our defense shouldn't be this leaky. We need to keep clean sheets. So when it's 15 minutes left to the game, we're 15 minutes away from having a clean sheet, maybe our third one this season in the Premier League. Yeah. And we concede 2, almost 3 in those last 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to be pissed off about Thiago Silva. Of course I am.
Here's the thing. Am I mistaken? Was Thiago Silva taken off from the 78th minute of this game, or did he play the full 96 minutes of this game?
Full 96, mate.
He did play the full
96. So he was part of that defence that was looking shaky from 78 minutes onwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
Well, yeah.
And I swear I saw Jackson make just if not a more important clearance in that second half than Thiago Silva. The problem is, and EE put it in there, and I've mentioned it multiple times this season, he is not exception from when our heads go down as part of the team. He's one of the first that puts it that his head goes down. He loses all composure and doesn't show his 39 years of experience or age on this earth. That's why I've been having a go at him this season, because I expect more. The fact that he doesn't take the captaincy when 3/4 of that defence and that team speak French blows my mind, right? That he should be actually taking that and moving us forward. So it's all in good. Can I just say this? For Thiago Silva's high standards, can I tell you something? I expect him to have a good game against Luton. Yeah. You know, Caicedo's been bigged up today. I'm not bigging up his performance. I thought he was decent to okay, but I expect him to have a good performance against Luton, okay, on paper. But the thing is, this is like, you can't big up someone for 78 minutes, then exclude them from the remaining 18. When he was part of that situation of not calming people down and not calming the other 3 or 4 or how many other French players that speak the language, who can then pass it on to others who speak English properly, who can speak English, that to pass on what we need to do. And Poch speaks French as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't like this, like taking someone out and not blaming him. He's part of the team, you know. If he could be bigged up for 78 minutes, then you can have a go at him for the remaining 18 when he was part of it and having issues.
The thing that, like, I agree with most of what you said, Andrew. The thing where I disagree is that, like, I get that he's part of the defense that conceded those last 2 goals.
Sorry, Marshall. Sorry to interrupt. Chelsea Blue, the reason it wasn't 3-3 was Petrovic, not Thiago Silva. That's the reason it wasn't 3-3. Okay, it was Petrovic.
And also the reason why it wasn't is because it was offside as well. We had an offside. They had an offside.
And they hit the bar as well.
Yeah, they did hit the bar like twice.
That's the reason. That's the reason it wasn't 3 or was big up to Petrovic. That's the kind of goalkeeper I like, where they're not doing anything but can pull out that type of save. That's what I like.
And if we're being honest, in the last 3 attacks here, they hit some dangerous crosses. But if there was someone in the box for them, then they could have been 3-3 for that too.
Yeah.
So the thing I was going to with Andrew is that you're fine. Is that although I agree that he's part of the defense that conceded those goals, I don't think he's necessarily one of the players, not just in the defense but in the whole team, that as soon as we have a lead, he gets complacent. I feel like these younger players that for some reason they just seem to get complacent. Like, and you know what? I'm not going to put it just to the players too. Poch also had a howler, changing up those subs and changing out how we were playing the game towards the tail end that made us look a little bit dodgy in the back. I mean, I would like to hear your thoughts on that, Scott, if you're there. I just realized your mic is muted.
Anyway, I got to shoot, so I just want to drop in. I'm doing a cameo today, so that's what I was doing.
Just like a
Cameo
Marvel
surfer.
Yeah, but
Our celebrity.
unlike a potch sub, it made sense. So it's all good.
Big up, surfer.
Like the video, subscribe, and I
Appreciate you, man.
just be nice in the chat, but put your points across.
Mm-hmm.
No, with the like the subs and everything, I don't necessarily think with the players it came down to complacency today. Like, I don't know about other games, but I don't think today came down to complacency. Excuse me. I think a lot of our issues today in terms of when we conceded came from the fact that Luton obviously were doing a lot more in terms of like pressing and getting forward and whatnot, and we weren't doing anything. So Poch's what's it called, like, answer basically to that was to excuse me, was to take Brozier off, which I didn't mind, but put Nkunku on, leave Nkunku up front to be the target man, which made no sense because Nkunku today wasn't good. But again, I don't put that on him. You brought Enzo on, which I didn't have a problem with necessarily. But you took Madueke off, put Palmer on the right, and it was Palmer's man, by the way, who scored the second goal. Because he wasn't tracking back. And then, yeah, Enzo looked ineffective because you had him kind of like... We went to a 4-3-3 at that point, and you had Enzo as on the left of a 3. But it was like... It was just really weird the way he had him set up. Where, like... Yeah, it just looked really weird the way he had him like set up, and he was completely ineffective. And then even when we made the last change, where we put Gilchrist on for Palmer, you had the back 3 and the 2 wing backs who, like, there was no width with the wing backs, which I understand because it was like last few minutes. But I think Alex mentioned this on Lewis's stream. It's like, even if you go to 5 defenders, if you've got players on that pitch that are tired in front of them, like, it doesn't matter because there's gaps are going to be created. So yeah, like the subs were pathetically bad today. Like this manager's like complete ability, I should say, to kill any type of momentum this team has. It needs to be studied. It's incredible. I don't know how he managed to do this like damn near every game. Like, he manages.
I feel like it's gotten worse since the beginning of the season.
Bro, nearly every game he manages to kill our momentum in some way, shape, or form. Like, damn near every game, and it needs to be studied. It's incredible.
The only sub I thought Navy was fine was obviously subbing on Nkunku for Brozier, because Brozier was literally offering nothing to the team. So I understand.
No, Chris. The thing is, like, the thing is, it's the same as the Palace game. The subs in terms of the actual players, like, they came on was not a problem. What the problem was is how you played them. Like, you brought Nkunku on for Brozier, that's fine. Why didn't you swap him and Jackson? Why did you play Nkunku as a target man, where we're hoofing balls up, control balls in the air, when he's just come back from an injury. He's like 5'10", I think, or 5'11". He's not brilliant in the air. So why are you asking him to be the target man when you have Jackson playing left wing? That's the issue I have. I don't have an issue with the actual players that came on.
Yeah.
You know why he said that, Scott? You know why he's doing that? Because he saw him score a header against Wolves and thought, that's my target man right there, man.
Well, Jackson gets that's kind of...
I mean, to be fair,
like, play him as a striker the same way Jackson plays as a striker, where it's like he comes deep to get the ball, he kind of slows the game down, or he can slow the game down, sort of thing, and like you can have guys run off him, or at that point you don't need really runners off of him because we were 3-0 up. It's like you have him doing that. Don't have him have us hoof balls up to him like he's Peter Crouch or Andy Carroll.
Bro, we don't even have a 6 foot something like striker to be doing that to you. Like, what are we doing here?
No, but the thing is, we did. If you wanted to do that, put Jackson up front because he can at least do that to a like. It's not great, but it's way better than Nkunku.
His head and accuracy is poor, but he's got the height at least. Like, he can actually
he can at least like try and like wrestle with defenders, where it's like because he's got the physicality. What's Nkunku gonna do? Like, in that situation, like that's the problem I have with Poch. Like, Actually, up until that point as well, like I didn't have an issue with Poch today in terms of up until the subs, but the subs killed all momentum we had, and that's an issue. Like
Mauricio, listen, you know what, Scott? Yeah, you know
Mauricio, I can't.
You know, I've come to this conclusion recently, which is that, you know what, man, I've just said, you know what, I'm just here to see us to win or lose. I know he's not leaving, so I'm not even going to comment on the tactics in the game. I'm just here just to see if he win or lose, man, and just score goals. That's what I'm here on right now.
I mean, what happened, man? We're almost into the transfer window. By the way, it's coming soon. We're almost into the transfer window. He's still here, man. I told you, he's still here.
God only knows what to do, man. Get Benzema in.
Man said get
Bali.
Chris, you know what I mean? Go unalive yourself, mate. That's what that says.
Wow.
Yo. Jesus Christ. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Ahmed, man. Ahmed's just being a bully because he's wrong about Poch getting sacked before Christmas. Listen, Santa gave Ahmed Cole and then he gave Chelsea fans more Poch. That's what happened.
God,
that is what it is. But yeah, Poch, man, like are you guys surprised that he actually started Madueke and dropped Sterling?
Yes.
That was a shocker. I could not believe it.
Where is Sterling, by the way? Was he even on the bench today? I didn't even see him.
Yes.
He was on the...
Bro, he existed.
I did actually expect Navy kind of and Kuku.
You know what, man? I've got another prediction. I've got another prediction right here, right now for you guys. I'm gonna do special. Sterling going, he's getting sold. Watch.
Oh my! You've
already lost. I'm just losing, man. I can't. Every time I win, I just lose.
You've already lost that bet. Like that bet is already over. Like he's no way getting sold in January. If anyone's getting sold in January, it's Brozier. Brozier's the one getting sold in January.
MLS is calling.
If we can actually sell Brozier.
But yeah, like I think what's annoying about this game as well is like up until like with the starting thing, like even though he started Madueke actually, like he still managed to do weird stuff. Like again, Jackson and Brozier playing together again. Like that word last time. So like so let's try it again.
I will say Jackson on the wing did work better this time than it did last time. I think it did. I think he was more effective there.
He was quite good today. He was.
I think he played more to his strengths on the wing.
I'm massive.
I know. I want him to our main striker until we actually maybe get another striker, like an actual good striker. But like, we can't have him as a left winger for like all season and play whoever up top.
Not all season. I mean, I still rather have like
if he has to play there now and then,
Mudryk
I don't mind
there, or Sterling there, but yeah.
In terms of Jackson on the wing, I think the biggest gripe I had with it is you're playing him as a winger who's, by the way, Jackson's a central player, as we all know. He's a striker. He's going to come inside. You're Colwill, who is a centre-back, at left-back. He preferred to be inside, and when he tries to overlap, he's just not natural at it. So you're literally losing your width on that side to begin with. It's all so narrow, and it's just so easy to attack us down that side. And we're one-dimensional going forward as well.
He's playing left. He's basically playing like a left-sided cam. He's not playing like a left winger essentially. That's what he's playing as. So,
yeah. And like the goal we scored, where Palmer, the Palmer goal, the second one comes from Jackson being central, doing the same things that we've been like. That's the type of stuff that I've been asking him to do, or that he has been doing. And it's like if he just had someone run off him, like into those positions Palmer did today, then we'd have probably had more goals. But like. We haven't, because it was Gallagher in that position more often than not. It was either Gallagher or Enzo who aren't good at doing that, so that wasn't really working. But yeah, I disagree with Jackson today. Like, I thought most of his good work came when he was central. Like, I thought, like he can't beat players on the dribble, really. Unless it's a case of like they bite and he just kind of like rolls them a little bit, like he did with the goal. Yeah, I hate him on the wing. He's a striker. I keep seeing people say, "Oh, you can play winger." Yeah, cool. Like he might be able to play there. Like by that same token, Colwill can play left back because he's played left back previously.
Yeah, and
if you actually look at how they play, he's a striker. Like he's a striker. I just want to see him play striker. Obviously, I think today was his last game. So we're not going to see him play striker for 8
He's
games.
off to the Côte d'Ivoire.
8 games. Oh, you know, Ahmed, you gotta be right. Chelsea fans go miss him because we're gonna be.
Don't worry, man. Listen. I don't care, man. When they start saying, you know what I mean? That's gonna happen, man. It's so inevitable.
It's honestly gonna suck, I think, because like he hasn't done an awful job. He frustrates a lot of us, even me. But like, he scored a fair few goals, and I don't see anyone actually replacing that in this Chelsea team. Obviously, Nkunku could, but like then we're losing Nkunku's a 10 probably. So yeah, like it's gonna be painful probably. I guess brace in.
Well, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, coming back to Madueke, by the way.
Alexa, start.
Madueke.
You guys reckon he might keep his place until proven wrong, or puts in a stinker?
I said this against on Lewis's stream, like against Middlesbrough. Obviously, Preston, we should be rotating. It's Preston.
Sure.
Against Middlesbrough, like
Gilchrist should play that game.
Depending on who's fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even with some players coming back, even if they are fit, like I'm starting most of the same team again from the game today. Even though there's stuff about the game today in terms of lineup I didn't particularly rate, depending on who's fit, I'm playing the same team again.
You're playing Gallagher in that 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
It's the thing for me. Even though I don't rate Gallagher and I do rate Enzo, today, like, we won, and the thing for me is, like, unless if you are going to take Gallagher out and you are going to put Enzo in, that's fine. But the thing for me is I want these players to start, like, getting chemistry with each other. Like, we've seen it so far in terms of, like, Palmer and Jackson today, and we saw it, like, in pre-season, obviously, with Nkunku and Jackson. It's like, well, obviously not Jackson's not going to be in it, but like that front 4, for example, the only debate is who should start left wing. The front 4 should be Madueke, Palmer, Nkunku, and one other.
Yeah.
Play the Palmer and Madueke again. They played well enough to like deserve to keep their place. Play them again. Let them gain chemistry with each other. Same with Nkunku. Let him gain chemistry with these other guys. Don't do your normal stupid shit where you decide to change things up. For example, even if Badiashile is back fit, play Disasi and Silva again. Because that's the centre-back partnership you've played most of this season. So let them continue to gain chemistry then.
That's what I've been
At least
saying.
for now. Like,
because that's
instead of doing this changing bullshit that you keep wanting to do, and unless you're going to do it like with like one player, say you keep everyone the same and you take out one player, I don't want to see multiple changes.
I think I was gonna say, Scott, like with the attack right now, we're gonna see a big change still, like in the next game, because like you said, we have no Jackson. I don't think Poe should start the next game. Obviously, I think Nkunku probably start the next Premier League game anyway. We play against Fulham or whatever we do, but yeah, like you said, like it's gonna be a fight for like Mudryk, Sterling, or whoever, like for that like left position, because I think obviously the 2 untouchable attackers right now as well is Cole Palmer and Nkunku when he's fully fit. Obviously, I think those are the only 2 attackers who are untouchable right now in this attack. What can't get.
And Mudryk, I would say. I think Mudryk might.
You think Mudryk's untouchable?
I think upon recent form and like the way
he's in good form,
playing, yeah, like
I would start him over Sterling too as well right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't know. I feel like if you are gonna have to play Nkunku striker or something like that, you probably your best front 4 option probably is what Mudryk on the left, Madueke on the right. You play Palmer in the 10 role like you did today, and then you do essentially Nkunku can switch between the 10 and the 10 and like the number 9 position, essentially. You allow them to like cover essentially.
Yeah, I've advocated that on Twitter, because the way you can do that is it's a bit like what, if you remember what Pep did in 2020 and 2021 with he played 2 false 9s in a 4-4-2.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Tuchel's doing it a little bit this season with Kane and Musiala. You have 2 players that are good in between the lines. They have quality on the ball. They can sort of swap, because remember, Palmer can play that false 9 role as well. So you have so many options there to disrupt the opposition defence. But I mean, having said that, I know this manager won't do it. He doesn't have he does not have the tactical capacity for that, but it is what it is.
Speaking of what this manager won't do, by the way, I disagree with you, Chris. I think we're gonna see Broja start as a striker for at least 3 more games. He's going to persist with him, and this is the reason I say that too, because this is the first time that we see Nkunku in the striker position since actually. Did he do that in preseason? I don't think he even played him as striker in preseason.
He tried. Yeah, he did against Fulham. Against Fulham, he tried him as a striker.
You played Nkunku in all 3 positions: wing, 10, and striker in preseason.
Bless you.
Thank you. But do you know what it is, Marshall? Yeah. Listen, January the 1st is early. Well, in the UK, it's 2 days away. In the US, it's 2 days away as well. You never know, man. By next week, Thursday. Next week, Saturday, Sunday, there could be a new striker in.
Striker. Yeah, hold on. Before you announce it. I got you. Where is it? Put it. Where did I put it? I had it somewhere. No. Did I lose it? Maybe I lost it, guys. Oh, here it is. Who's your striker?
Probably Benjamin Sesko.
I hope not.
That because the way some of the news I've been hearing recently, because the rumor is that they've been monitoring him. Gyökeres is not happening at all, so they're saying, listen. So it looks like for me, Sesko is the one that's gonna happen. Watch. Listen, it doesn't mean I agree with it, but that's probably what's gonna happen, lads.
What I don't understand, and we're gonna have a disagreement on this.
Because you know why? Yeah, because the reason why I'm saying that is because you look at, I don't know, the Ornstein today reported 100 M's for none other than Mr. Ivan Toney. This club, if they don't even rate this guy that high, they're not gonna pay 100 M's for him. With Osimhen, the worry about him apparently is the 150k a week nonsense and above that they don't want to pay for people. So there's that too. So then, what does that leave?
300k a week, bro.
But, so you lose. So you've lost those 2. You've lost Thingy. Then there's Gyökeres, who's got an 86 million release cost, which I don't know if the club want to do or not, or they might be holding back on him because obviously they've almost bought the minority stake in what's it called, Sporting Lisbon. They've almost brought it. Yeah. So all right, guys. I just want to personally just bring up the last comment, please. To this person, you're a victim, and if you enter another comment, what happens to you? In 20 minutes time, you know who you are.
Oh my God!
What I was gonna say though is I don't understand why people don't think we're gonna go.
Just kidding.
I don't understand why people don't think we're gonna go for Osimhen, because the thing with Osimhen is prior to this Napoli contract that he just signed, I was inclined to say, okay, it's gonna happen in the summer, maybe. But apparently he's only on 115 a week right now at Napoli, which we can definitely offer him a little more. I think the club would be willing to offer him a little more. Obviously not a ridiculous wage, but they're willing to offer him a little more. But not only that, there's a release clause now of 130 million euros. So we could technically activate the release clause and bing, bang, boom, we're done.
What else do you know what the difference between Napoli money is and what's it called? EPL money is? You know why one of the main reasons why he signed that contract with Napoli was because of the fact that what's it called they essentially were putting a release clause where they know they could sell him for that price. That was the main reason why they put in that release clause. I don't think that's the wage thing is the problem for when he's at Napoli. The problem is going to become when he goes to this new club, he's not going to be demanding the high wage. It's not going to be the same thing with Napoli.
I was going to say, like, for a world-renowned striker, you're looking at least double of that wage.
So, like, and if
you don't think he would settle for like maybe 200?
But the club doesn't want to sign, but we're not going to give him 200. So, like, why are we doing that? They're saying they want to stick to 150k.
That's a tricky one because I feel like they would, because like we have Sterling that's on 300 and something K a week, right?
Yeah, but remember, Sterling is like a black mark to them. That's
before the sporting directors.
Yeah, that summer window is like a black mark. That's why they're trying to kick out Korea. They're trying to Sterling, man.
Ever since the Winstanleys and the Stewarts came in, we've been on this low thing,
But you guys don't think they'd make an exception for Osimhen? They're very desperate. We're very desperate for a striker.
Bro,
I mean, they're seemingly not willing to make an exception for Tony with the apparently the age thing, if that's true or whatever.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, these are good points. We have incentivized base salaries. Yeah, it's 150, whatever. But
Yeah, but like
I feel like you can make more if you hit the incentives.
I hear EPR's point and like EPR's point, but the problem is, bro, people are still going to be looking at the base, bro. They want to have like a good financial base to begin with. Like that's not including bonuses. It's like, oh, you know, sometimes as a striker, you go through a drought. Then what happens? What? Then what? You're not getting 200k a week. You're getting what 100 bags a week.
I don't know. That's a tricky one. I personally think that we could potentially convince him and still not really break that wage budget too much. Because we will be giving him more than Napoli. That's for sure.
I think the biggest thing is going to be our competitive situation. If we're showing to be nowhere near Europe as things stand right now, and that's going to be a big factor for getting a big player.
I don't think that holds as much weight as we thought. Because we were saying the same thing with Enzo. We were saying the same thing with, maybe not with Caicedo, but we were saying a lot of the same thing with, our signings. Who's going to want to sign for Chelsea? We're not in Europe anymore. And look at us.
But the difference is the idea of the Enzos and the Caicedos, etc., is that we'd be back in Europe by 2024. And that's not looking likely. So the longer this goes on, the more it becomes our current reputation.
Thank you, bro. I agree.
I maybe I logically I see where you're coming from, and I agree to a certain extent, but I've also
because look at the team.
Marshall, I'm not ruling it out, by the way. This is just the logic, really. That's all.
No, I get it.
If you look at the table right now, I don't know who Man United have next year, but like if we actually beat, who do you have next in the league, by the way?
Fulham,
I think. Yeah.
So
Fulham at home.
So if we beat Fulham at home, and let's say United, who do they have next?
They're not too easy. Tottenham. I think they have Tottenham.
Yeah, so they have Tottenham next. So yeah, it's not looking good for them. You know what I'm saying? But like if they lose,
start climbing the table a little bit. At
the very least, we'll be ninth. At the very least, we'll be ninth.
We could. I looked at it. We could be potentially overtaking Newcastle.
This is sad. I would love to be ninth at this point. We've been at 10th.
You know
for
what?
so
Yeah.
long.
Listen, guys. I'm just saying. If Brighton lose obviously they lose their game this week and then they draw their next game. Same with Newcastle. We could go as high as up to 7th,
baby. Top 7,
which is Conference League. So, hey, listen, man, and then after that, how many points we be on? We're on 30. What's it called? 5 points off Tottenham in 5th.
Are you changing your tune? Are you changing your tune right now, Ahmed?
No, listen, at the end of the day, guys. Listen, chill out first things first. Secondly, I just think when it comes to Chelsea, I've made this point previously. I do not have faith in Mauricio Pochettino, the tactics, the style of play, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe any of them. I'm just saying, if we can just get the scrappy wins and just to the end of the season, and then they just sack him, then you know what? I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy to accept that, but I don't even know what's happening.
I mean, there's definitely something there for the taking. I mean, I'd argue across the whole league, the quality has been abysmal. It's been abysmal. We're looking at our Premier League champion of this season to finish on around 80 points.
Bro, this is like do you remember the mid-teens of the Premier League where it was quite bad? Like the quality in the EPL in the mid-teens was not great at all. This is like where we are right now in the Premier League. Like remember, it was getting when the league was getting carried by Hazard, Aguero, who's the other? There was like a Sterling when he was at Liverpool, and
Luis Suarez as well.
Literally, that's
Chavez,
that's what's happening right now in the league. That's literally what's happening right now in the league.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, there's still games to be played, but boys, holy shit! Like Aston Villa's in second place right now.
Yeah, man, they're coming for the league.
Vardy, bro, like literally, EPL was right. Like when I look at Serie A, bro, I can't lie to you, man. It's moving like League on these days, bro. Like there's like a lot of I'm seeing the quality in some of these guys, man. A lot of young prospects coming up, man. Like the centre back at Tottenham going for example, literally just randomly watching Inter the other day. I was watching him last week ago. Then I'm hearing tomorrow, Tottenham are about to trying to buy him.
I was thinking about this. I haven't done the research, but can we finally say that Poch is doing better than Potter?
Oh my!
Are we at that point yet?
I think he is going to do better, but like
results-wise, not form of tactics, because I hate these tactics.
I think he's a better, like he's going to do better, like in Pochettino, Potter. Fucking had too many P's, man. We should like hire no manager beginning with a P next or something. I don't know. But yeah, like I think he's gonna do better. Like he's got to attack way better compared to last season, but it's a different team. Our defense is a lot worse than Potter's team, so it's like half and half right now. I think.
You know what? I just want to quickly reply to what's it called? EPL. Yeah, bro. I agree with you, bro. Like I feel like Serie A. I don't know what's happened now, like, but it seems like it seems like there's like some sort of like equality, like an equivalence, I should say, or some sort of like equating of the fact that whenever like a league starts like losing money, and like there's not that much stuff coming through, like the youth like development that happens in those leagues basically means that a lot of these a lot of these up and coming young guys that let's go to the top leagues, the topper, like the more money. So it's kind of interesting to say the very least. Listen, man, guys, I'll be honest, from like a table standpoint, I can understand why they're not sacking this guy. Unironically, when I look at it, but like he should be sacked, whether I like to admit or whether we want to admit or not. But it's just, now we're giving this guy a January window.
I think. Oh, that he cooked.
You know what, January the 1st? Did I tell you this, by the way, Marshall? I actually have a hot take, little cheeky take for you that you're gonna like.
Oh, Jesus.
About Lautaro Martinez. So I don't know.
Oh my God! Wait.
Tic tac.
Okay, what's your hot take?
So I think he might be another sneaky one that actually might be in. Other than Sesko, I think he's the other one that might actually happen. Like, even though I'm not a big fan of his, you know that, right? I think he might happen only simply because of the fact that Inter actually
Inter Milan are bank. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that the other day too, and I'm just
average.
Oh.
And like I was reading because like I think S.I. Phillips, like I don't know if I remember I told you about Discord, right? My mate was into one of his podcasts and they were like, he's hot on the radar, stuff like that. So
I'll tell you what, the thing with Lautaro in this financial situation of Inter, at least we'd get him at a cut price. Like, for those that don't like him, me included, at least it wouldn't be like 90 million like it would be if they were in a stable position right now.
The thing is though, like with Lautaro, I almost rather just not bother spending that money and put it towards like the Osimhen deal. Like, put it towards that. Put it towards a more proven striker.
No, but the part I think for me, if you're Chelsea, maybe you don't want just like the type of striker that Osimhen is. That's the only thing I can think of, bro. Maybe they want a versatile striker. That's the only thing I can say about Lautaro.
I don't think Lautaro is even that. You could say he's a versatile attacker, but a striker, like I don't know. I'm not convinced.
But what do you know what I mean by versatile striker though?
Yeah. Just someone that can play like a target man, but if you need him to, he can do link-up play, false nine, all this and that. Like, I get you.
He can do the link-up play. The thing with him, he can do the link-up play.
I'm sure he can.
He can do the scoring, but like the thing with Osimhen is he's just Van Nistelrooy. He's sitting in the box. Give me ball, shoot. Same as Van Basten. Waiting, ball, shoot. That's what it is, bro. Like, if you watch, I've watched this guy play week in, week out for the last 3 years, and that's the best way to explain about him, literally.
First of all, you spelled my name wrong, but secondly, the reason why I rather Osimhen, or why I think Osimhen is better than Lautaro, multiple reasons. I just think I almost don't mind what Ahmed said. I want a striker. Like, it's kind of the same feeling I have with the goalkeeper conversation that we seem to have, which people are obsessed now with. The goalkeeper has to distribute and all this and that. Like, at the end of the day, what I really care about with my goalkeeper is I want you to make saves when we need you to make saves. Obviously, don't pull a Sanchez and give the ball away like an Arsenal, or Brighton. Don't do that. But keep it basic and give me saves when I need you to give me saves, like Petrovic today. The same thing goes for me when it comes to the striker. When it comes to the striker, I want you to be aggressive, and I want you to score, and I want you to shoot. Most importantly, shoot. I want you to take shots at goal, make the keeper busy, force keeper to make an error, force the defense to make errors. Like, I need you to shoot. And with Osimhen, you get that. With Lautaro, from what I've seen him play, this guy, maybe he'll get into good opportunities and good openings and have good chances, but this guy's not clinical. He's not clinical, and he mentally, I don't think he's strong enough either, especially at Chelsea where the pressure's huge.
Statistically, he's scored more than your boy Osimhen though.
This season.
Yeah, he's done really well actually in the Serie A this season. Like, he's even turned like heads around.
Even last season, if you look at him last season, let me.
I agree with you. I agree with you with the pressing here. By the way, you feel he is good at pressing. I'll give you that.
His link up's great. Like, he can score goals. He's a very good technical player.
No, like, I used to watch Serie A prior, and I just never rated the guy. Never rated the guy. And plus, you guys forget, I actually watched the I watched the qualifiers for South America, so I've seen this guy play against my team multiple times.
Maybe it's just the South American pictures, you know what I mean? That's what
I want to be correct.
I just
is Lautaro Martinez got player of the month twice this season or once for Serie A?
Once
for some reason I
but
thought twice.
Dybala got one this season.
Yeah, Dybala got one, and so did Leo. I know that actually. So yeah, like yeah.
This is what I mean. What Joel is saying. It's like the thing with Osimhen is he has that instinct. He has that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to score, and this guy tries to score from ridiculous angles. Sometimes you're criticizing.
I can see that pissing off Chelsea fans, by the way, when he.
Yeah, I know, I do too. But it wouldn't piss me off because that's what I want my striker to do.
But I hear you, Marshall, when you say that, yeah. But like, I just don't know if that's gonna be. I just, you know, for me, with the way our team plays and everything like that, it almost seems that we're trying to play that, you know, sort of like that tiki taka, that one passing to each other to create the goal. You know what I'm saying to you? And if that is the case, then I think for me, Martinez is Martinez actually helps to do that whole synergy sort of play together. That's the only difference I would say to you. And then and you know what it is? I think it also helps a guy like Nkuku to play in that 10 role. The 10/striker role, because then he can play the shadow striker too. Was it called Lautaro? And then actually allows them to get the best out of both your top players. But then
your mic get disconnected.
What, me?
Oh no, you're good now. For a second, your mic sounded weird.
I was just saying that it's gonna go well, but then I think for me the problem there becomes then you're left obviously with Mudryk on the left, and then Palmer can't play anywhere else unless it's the middle essentially. So then, you know, you have to drop either him or one of Madueke or Palmer essentially to stick onto the right.
I just don't like it. I just feel like, and I think you agree with me, Ahmed, and I think most of the panel agree with me. Like, I just feel like he's going to come into this team, the pressure's going to get to him, he's going to get bullied, and we're going to be frustrated with the amount of times he misses a chance.
The problem is, if you buy him for such a cutthroat price for the quality.
What's that cutthroat price? I would say. Like, let me ask you guys that. What's that cutthroat price for you guys to be like, I'm okay with that price?
I probably wouldn't be surprised if you get him for 60-70 million. If they're that desperate. I think
80 tops, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you saying he's not worth that?
I honestly,
hell no, he's not.
I think
he said he's not worth 50. Wait, 70 or 60 either?
I'll fight you. I don't. Well, 50 maybe. Wow. 70, 60. I don't know.
I'll be honest.
60 is a very good price for Martinez. I can't lie.
If you get Lautaro Martinez for 70 million pounds, I honestly would say that would be good. But especially if it is true that they need to sell at a discount, then that would be that. You probably could around about 70 million.
They're top of the league. They're bankrupt now. They need to sell players.
They're always bankrupt.
They declare bankruptcy, I believe.
They are close. They're close to. And like they're basically signing players now to long contracts, so that they can essentially start selling them. Like DiMarco, for example, someone that I want personally for the new left back role for us. You know, wants Kukurea and
I take him.
But he's, I think, 26, isn't he? Or something like that. Alexa, how old is DiMarco?
26 is a good age.
Wrong DiMarco. He said the wrong DiMarco.
Yeah.
I literally called it. Well, let me look it up. I got you. Don DiMarco, right?
Wow.
I think we need
Wow.
to model
DeMarco
a little bit in the
Federico
summer.
DeMarco in 97. So
26.
Okay,
That's
you're right.
not bad
Yeah.
age. 26, 25 is not a bad age to go for.
Well, Chelsea,
I like
that
that
mean
age.
Chelsea.
Yeah, but we need to start changing a bit of a model. Like, we should adapt to a little bit of a different model again, like 25-year-olds or something. I don't want us to keep going for all these 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. I know it kind of sound mad what I'm saying, but that's what we're doing. Like, I'm seeing like highlights of this kid or something who's supposed to be a really good player, like in the future. Like, I'm seeing we spent like over 100 million on like players under 18, I think, in the summer, and that's kind of crazy, I think. But I don't know. We should go for some 25-year-olds, start working on the main team, because we can't be sitting around like fighting for top 10 for our like lives or something. Like, it's crazy to see like Chelsea do that, and the amount of money Chelsea's spending, we can't be doing that. It's embarrassing to the club, and you're not getting your money's worth either. The club owner's not getting their money's worth if Chelsea sit at 10th, are they? So they need to like change the model to 25 or something, because we brought in Cuckoo, who's 25. So I don't know if it's really a model, to be honest, but we need to stop going for so many young players. It's probably not a model.
But this is what I mean, guys. Like, if we're touting prices like 70 or 80, okay, let's say the bare minimum, right? Let's say 50 for Lautaro. That's you're probably right. That is probably too cheap.
Look how much Hoyland went for.
50 for Lautaro, plus a 50 for Gallagher, plus whatever we're going to sell Maatsen and Chalobah for. That's your funds for Osimhen right there.
I can't believe we're selling, Maatsen, man. We're about to send to BVB. I'm surprised there's no uproar on that one, bro.
Oh, actually,
we're about to send.
Yeah, he's linked to Borussia Dortmund.
And
they can do something with that. They could.
That's crazy. They literally no uproar
going forward.
to him being sold to Borussia Dortmund, bro. Crazy.
Don't worry, like in the future, we might look in for like 80 million.
And when he gets bought for like 100 something million, we will be there no matter what, bro.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this. But between the Disasi Jackson hate, between no crying about Chalobah and Maatsen, I'm just saying, I think there's a racial aspect to it. To be honest, everyone's crying about fucking Gallagher. But I'm just gonna say it like it is. I think in the fan base there's a racial aspect to it, which is why these guys, no one's crying about it.
It is, bro.
No one's crying about it.
It literally is, bro. There's no other way to hide it, bro. It literally is that, bro. There's nothing.
Just like the same way. Listen, I hate to say this too, but just like the same way, like there's these insanely harsh criticisms of our board and our ownership because they're American, and because the Americans hired this board. Kroenke set up a horrible standard for what Americans can do in football. I get it. And trust me, there are things to criticize the ownership about. But at the end of the day, let's call a spade. Part of the motivation, part of the reasoning for it is because the owners are American. And part of the reasoning there's no upheaval about Chalobah and all these players, leaving that are Cobham graduates as well, by the way. Because he's not Conor Gallagher. He's not proper Chelsea. He's not a proper English player. It's ridiculous.
I don't know what happened to Chalobah though, because like he just got injured out of blue and now he just can't come back from injury. Like,
I've said this before, man. Some of these players, bro, I don't know what's happening on the Tuchel. I think you've seen it with Mount, who just barely is able to return now for United. You've seen it now with what's it called now, Chalobah. I just don't know what it is, bro. Sometimes, man, these just players, bro. Sometimes players just break.
I think
maybe this is a really good point by
if you see
Joel,
Liverpool's old midfield and like with Klopp, he asked a lot from his midfield, like Henderson, even Fabinho, and there's another guy I'm thinking of, I forgot. And now they're just broken down players. Like maybe it's just because with Tuchel, when we didn't have possession of player of football, we just pressed like mad. That's what Tuchel wanted. If you've not got the ball, you press.
I can't even say that about Chalobah though, because Chalobah didn't. He played. He did play quite a bit, but it wasn't like Mount.
Yeah, not Mount's numbers, of course not.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Chelsea, man. Chelsea transfer window incoming.
I disagree with this, but okay.
I think for me, in my opinion, obviously transfer window incoming. We're gonna be hearing some crazy news. I'm already hearing Vernon Iqbal dinner in LA. You know what I mean? Something's cooking, lad. Something's cooking. No, I'm saying no. I'm just kidding.
What? Because they had a meal together or some shit.
Yeah.
It's a little meme, you know. It's a little meme. You know the meme. You know the meme, right? We're here to the meme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great meal.
Honestly, think Trevor is just as good as Asasi? I don't know. I recall Trevor making very, very grave mistakes when he played.
You know what
And
Trevor would be?
I know Dasasi has made some mistakes, but not nearly as costly as Trevor's mistakes.
You know what Trevor would be better in the squad right now for Poch?
As a right back?
Yes, like Dasasi at right back, just completely awful. He can't play right back. And I know Chalobah would be a lot better at right back because he's got more pace. He's quick on the ball. He's quick at turning. He's better like on the ball in general over Dasasi. But defending wise, nah, Dasasi's better.
We don't even have to worry about that anymore though, because we have Gusto fit, and he again another great game from him today. So,
dude,
yeah, no,
I am really, really liking Gusto a lot. Guy is slowly becoming one of my favorite players in this team.
The streets knew about him, though. You know, again, another one.
No, Ahmed called it. I got to give Ahmed his kudos on that one. He called it, man. Like, good shit, Ahmed, on that one.
I've said it before. If we're doing player of the season, like at the halfway point, it's him or Palmer, straight up. And even with the injury that he had in the middle of all that.
Well, listen, you know what, guys? Yeah, I've got this is Ahmed hot take number 3. I think the Gallagher deal is a lot ahead than a lot of people are thinking. You know, I genuinely believe that the how fast they're already moving with like rumors you're already hearing that it's already really advanced in talks. Then for me, I wouldn't be surprised if next week Friday or something or Saturday if you hear something about him basically the deal basically being done. I wouldn't be surprised with Gallagher.
You know what I think though?
Because I don't call because do you know why? Do you know why I say that? Because like I don't know because like Tottenham have already almost bought the CV that they needed. Is it called? Is it? Wow, Kafkas is cooking some gas for me, right? Big up, bro. You know, he's good. The rumors are from his camp, in my opinion. Oh, fair enough. So you don't actually think it's from Spurs? Oh, fair enough. Because the only reason why I say that is because Spurs are going for this centre back from Genoa that I was watching the other day. He was actually is it Genoa or Monza that they played against? Monza. It was Monza. My bad. Monza,
no,
right?
The guy they're going for is from Genoa.
Yeah, Genoa. Yeah, so the Genoa centre back that they went for because he was literally playing against them and playing against Inter the other day, and he scored on them. They already got their first bid in. They're trying to get that guy sorted out by at least like Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that done. So once that happens, you know, my assumption was if that was really true and they're going that fast, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened for him.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. When it comes to Gallagher, I think he's going to run down his contract. Because I genuinely, like, the reason I think that is because I genuinely think, and Chris, we'll go to you because I remember you wanted to say something. I interrupted you. I genuinely think he really, really wants to stay at Chelsea. Really wants to stay at Chelsea.
I think the advantage Gallagher has is that the manager loves him.
And that too.
The club are clear on their position on him. You know, they would not mind selling him one bit, but Poch is not following that rhetoric. He's playing him every game. He's made him a captain.
But the problem, basically, remember, but the problem is, and I've always said this before, if it's true they've got this guy on almost 1 year left now on his deal, you know, +1, then, bro, like they'll probably be more than happy to say. But was it called bye bye? We don't need to listen to you for Gallagher. We'll just sell him. Why do we need to listen to you?
No. What we're saying is that Gallagher could just run down his contract and just stay at the club because
I think that's the logical solution. By the way, I actually think that's what's gonna happen. Like I think any agreement the club makes with any club, just as you were saying, Oliver, right? To any club, he probably will just reject contract negotiations, player contract negotiations at all.
But the thing is, Turf, and Chris, I do want to hear your opinion. The thing is, Turf, though, he's a Chelsea fan, and I don't think he would want to go to Spurs. I think he's going to do his best to stay at Chelsea.
This is why I don't get the fear mongering in the fans.
The thing is, though, with the contract situation, is that he just doesn't want an 8-year contract, and that's the rumor. Rumor has it that he's been offered an 8-year contract. He doesn't want to sign the 8-year contract. I understand to a certain extent why he doesn't want to sign the 8-year contract, but I don't know, Chris. What were you gonna say?
Well,
Gallagher?
I was gonna say like I actually Navy don't think he will sell him. I think the contract deal will actually be done. Well, how long's he got left? 2 years?
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
now.
I think by this summer then, I think we'll see a contract done. Not 8 years, because we can't. Can we do 8 years on him?
They're not gonna get.
We can. Yeah, we can.
Oh,
The
we
thing
can.
with
Still
Chelsea-
can.
Uh,
For now.
the-
Okay,
the thing is that
I think it's gonna be 6 years, and like he's on 100.
No.
Like,
Do you know where it is? Do you know why I disagree with Chris here? Because if you give him a contract and give him a 5 to 6 year deal, Gallagher, for example, he now has the power over the actual ownership, in my opinion, then because he can refuse to not go, and he has how many years left on his deal?
Well, if he claims to like, obviously love Chelsea, this that that other, Chelsea's his
I
life,
hear.
his family is Chelsea, he will sign that contract because he would surely want to be at Chelsea for the rest of his life. The only thing maybe is how much he's getting like per week, for how long it is, because that's
Kafkas
kind
is right.
of like,
Kafkas is right. Where he says the problem is he wants startup money, and exactly, yeah, it's
He-
almost
it's
similar
money,
to like it's almost similar to the situation they had with Mount, where Mount wanted the superstar money, but
he
he's
doesn't
not
want like
superstar.
crazy money. I wouldn't think. I think he probably would be happy with 150k a week if he got that. I think he would be.
There's
Very
a K a week.
Remember, they're
150,
trying to give,
150.
but they're trying
Let's
to
go
give,
backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
but they're trying to remember, they're trying to pay their best players 150k a week. He's not their best player.
I think they will offer him, to be honest, for me, not 150. I think they'll offer him like 120ish, because they know like he is like somewhat of an important player, not a starter, because I don't think he's a starter in this team. I think obviously Enzo, Caicedo, even Lavia in the midfield are ahead of him as a player, but like he's a very good rotational player. He
The
can
reason why
start
Max,
games.
I just want to say EPL to EPL's point, because I wanted to actually agree with EPL, because like the reason why Max said no to Bernard is probably because he knew in general or somewhere else that there were teams that, because we knew Man City is apparently been monitoring him, we know that BB has been monitoring him for a time, so he knew there were going to be bigger clubs that were going to be out and available for him.
He
So,
probably
like,
also thought he was going to start because of
Yeah.
the preseason.
Yeah, and then and again, I've said this before. Like, if you assess here, what is Gallagher giving you? Is that worth to the club 115k a week, 120k a week? I don't think so. And then the other problem with Gallagher, I've said this before, and we've all said this before. You look at the midfield chart for Chelsea.
No, like I think there's definitely
Like,
three midfielders over him.
Because they probably want Lavia to be starting. They want Enzo to be starting.
Yeah.
They want what's it called, Caicedo to be starting, and they want to probably bring out the best of the guy they spent the most amount of money on. When the guy that's playing in his role is the one that's impeding him to be playing in that role, right? And then you've obviously got guys like Santos, Ugu Chukwu, who seems to have actually been playing quite a few games now. Seems to be playing quite a bit now for the club. Santos is there. You got Cassidy, who possibly could be.
I don't think Castells could be that midfielder.
No, but like, no. I'm just saying, bro. Look,
Probably.
but the point is, I'm just saying, look how many midfielders we already have that they brought, and then you look now. You've got a guy like someone called like Daouda that you just brought from Senegal. He could possibly be coming into that midfield in the future. So then you've already got too much of a stockpile. What is Gallagher going to give you that these guys potentially could give you in the future, or even to in the present?
Well, how I view Gallagher right now with the whole, like, all the midfielders we're listing, probably fourth choice, like, midfielder. And yeah, like, maybe that's not worth 120k to the club. It's worth 100 or so.
Exactly.
I don't even know what Gallagher's wages on now. He's probably like 50 something k a week now. Like,
he's on the same wage as Mount was. He's on like the what's the it's like the second.
Lavia, are you sure Lavia? I thought Lavia was like on 100k at Chelsea or something.
No. Look, a lot of these guys are not on like that big
We
wages.
are cracking down the wages. I have seen.
Enzo's only on 105k a week, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Enzo's on 150. I'm pretty sure.
I thought Enzo was on 180.
No,
Mm,
I'm pretty sure Enzo's wages are like quite. It's not that big.
Chelsea's.
And here's
Like-
the thing, though. Like, the reason the wages are the way they are is because this club isn't making enough money.
No,
How
it's
do you
not.
think?
They
It's part of it.
literally. No, it's not. The reason why they're literally doing this is because that's their new model. They don't want anything over 150k. Even in Europe, they don't want to pay more than 150k.
But there's a reason. I think there's a reason for that, and I think the big part of that is because we just don't make enough revenue. We still have a small stadium capacity stadium. Look at how much debt. Look at how much debt Chelsea was in before the new ownership acquired it. That Roman forgave. That doesn't.
I think there's more to it than that. Personally,
Yeah,
like
maybe.
I think one of the big things is like we saw it so many times, like particularly under the old regime, and it's even bled into the new regime with some of the players that we still have to sell. You know, the deadwood. It's about getting players out of the club and the wages not being an obstacle to a sale, because that's happened many times. And we still got Lukaku because Lukaku took a wage cut, but there is still an aspect of the wages there, and there's a few others as well. Some of them we managed to sell in the summer, but
this also could be part of it. But I just think who's willing to pay Sterling's wages? I know that was prior to the model, but
I think for me, I think with the way that wage caps are about to hit the Premier League and stuff like that, I think there's a reason why these guys are going for 150k a week, like almost being like the max, or maybe they may break it obviously for like a superstar, right? We can make that argument, but like I think there's wage caps coming, and they're probably setting themselves up for what's it called that. I think the other thing that we also need to realize, we live in a world where Liverpool, for example, don't only Salah, for example, I think not even Van Dijk and all the other mandem are on only on 150 plus. Salah's only on 200 plus, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, or like 250 plus, right? The other guys are on 150 or lower, for example. So like we need to also be honest about that. I also think the other thing that we need to also realize is that the Chelsea is now being run like an actual business, not like under Roman, where he was like, this was hit for him like a love, if that makes sense, where he didn't mind paying these wages because at the end of the day he loved the team. He was doing this to win, no matter what, essentially. Whereas now they're trying to be methodical, smart about how they're trying to do stuff. And I also think, Marshall, your point about the profit and stuff, I do think obviously may play a part in the short term, right? But the problem is, the problem is, of course, when it comes to that the profit stuff, they're happy to do it now because they're not bringing in money. They're not going to regenerate money. There's still a lot of stuff that they still need to do. Maybe once we see the profit stuff and everything happen, that may change. But look, we need to be honest about where the club is right now. That's all it is.
I don't think they're going to see profits from Chelsea for the next 3
8 years now. Currently 8 years.
8 years?
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a big investment for them. I don't.
Like
they're not seeing people saying profit this, profit that, but they're not making profit right now.
But Kakas is right when you think about it. Look, would you rather play Gallagher 90k or Santos 20k when they both can do a very similar job to you? Like, but this is the. I think for me also, like, we need to also realize, like, obviously the new Premier League deal got signed and everything like that, but the Premier League eventually, the money is gonna plateau. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to increase year by year. So you need to be ready for that. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The connections, the network, I guess, in the sense of what you're saying, Alexis. Here, Marshall don't care about Chelsea profit. It's what Chelsea gives them off the pitch with access to.
Yeah. Like, look at what Chelsea can bring you. Awareness, PR, if you do everything right for Chelsea, in terms of on the pitch and everything, you create legacies, bro. Like you can say, like, look at like the Fenway Group, for example, Liverpool, for example. You can say, what did Liverpool do for them? They were able to say, look, our model works at Liverpool. We've won a Premier League, we've won a Champions League, we've been to Champions League final, two different Champions League finals and lost. Look what it does.
Pretty much won every trophy with Klopp now, I think.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is work.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing. Like, obviously, I hate.
This is you're right. I said before too. Like at the end of the day, like this is a big investment for them. They're billionaires for a reason. They know more than we do. Like we could sit here and speculate all this to project that, and they're failing and not. At the end of the day.
This is why, like,
project.
Because like think about it now, guys. Because like it's not even Chelsea now that they just own. They own Strasbourg now. They're apparently close to owning a minority stake now in Sporting Lisbon. These are like Sporting is a very big club, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These guys, this is someone that's trying to. We could arguably be in a situation where we're playing Sporting in another thing. This is and like the thing for me is maybe right now, year 1 and year 2 we're doing bad, year 3 maybe doing bad, but like by the time, obviously, as you guys are saying, by the time it's like a decade has passed, look how much bigger Chelsea may be. If things go according to their plan, right? You could be seeing Chelsea winning. Yeah.
They have, but that's the thing. In order for this to work, they have to make Europe. They have to make Europe. And they may have miscalculated when they did this, especially the first year, because you had Bowley making transfers, and doing all this type of like dumb business. And if it's true or not, the fact that they maybe thought that Champions League wasn't like a given. They have to actually compete for Champions League and get top 4. All these things that they're learning the hard way, right? At the end of the day, they've been learning from their mistakes. They've improved, but they need Europe. They need Europe, and now they're trying to compete for Europe. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I think at the end of the day, I don't love Bowley. At the end of the day, and plus it's not even Bowley, it's Igbali. All right. At the end of the day, they need to make Europe in order for this to work. That's always been their motif. That's the goal, and you see it every time when the news breaks out. Like, oh, the ownership still.
Call it because they call it maybe
yeah.
low standards, but I would love Chelsea maybe actually reach somehow Europa League spot this season. I don't think we'll get reaching Champions League, so that's my realistic, not realistic, but hopeful we can actually still somehow make Europa League spot, because Europa League, I don't want to be in the Conference League. I'll be real. Like the Conference League is the C grade.
Beggars can't be choosers right now, Chris.
I know, beggars can't be choosers, but just I've said this from like years ago when that competition got formed. I never want to see Chelsea in that competition. I don't believe any big club should be in that competition anyway, to be honest. I don't think it's fair, but yeah, I hope we get Europa League.
At the end of the day, it's like we need to get into Europe some way or some form. We need to win a trophy with this team in some shape or form as well. Like
even West Ham can win Conference League, like their first try.
Yeah.
Wait, is that still true? Is that still true that we can if we make top 5, it's still UCL?
If we haven't scrapped the what's it called, the idea of
this is the thing. Like, what's crazy? Me and Kafkas have been spitting here the same thing in the stream. If you actually just look at the table and the points, it kind of now is making sense to me why they're not sacking this guy, because there's still real possibilities of stuff happening. That's the reason why, man. And
that's why. That's why I was telling you guys 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, when you guys were doing all your math and all this shit, I'm like, that can't be right. Like we can clearly lose some games, which we're gonna, and still somehow crack into. I wasn't saying top 5. I was just saying still crack into top 8. But like,
do you know what's nasty? Do you know what's nasty, bro? That's what's like the league being so shit this season in terms of like quality and play. Is what is saving us right now. By the way, is what is saving us to get some level of Europe. Do you think play our cards right?
Do you think the league is shit, or do you think it's just become more competitive now because everyone has more money now? You have Newcastle big dogs with more money now. You have Man City with more money now. Liverpool we know now has money.
I don't think so, and I'll explain to you why. Man City have been very much injury filled and haven't been doing well. Right? You then obviously Liverpool have been winning quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
Wait, hold on, real quick. I just need to address this because you know what? It hit me the other day. I woke up one day and I was like, "Are we really criticizing our owners for spending money? Are we really, as Chelsea fans, sitting here criticizing our owners for spending money?"
I think
seriously, just sit down and deep that for a second, guys. Because I know Metal Face. I'm sorry to single you out. You're not the only one that does this, but like the reason rivals do this is because of the results. But the rivals would love to have an owner that spends $1 billion on the team. Ask United, ask Liverpool, ask any top 6 team. Any of the big 6, they would cream their pants for any owner to just give them $1 billion in contracts in new signings. So
it's about what you spend it on, though.
Yeah, it is about what you spend it on. I'm not saying this is $1 billion well spent. Again, it's a long-term investment. We'll see at the end if it was worth it. But
we'll see
like it's just so baffling to me. Like, oh, they spent $1 billion. Like, so would you rather them spend?
I would love
250 million? And we get barely half the players.
God. Yo, look at Kafka's comment, bro. Literally, yeah, we do calculations just to get top 5.
No, Alexis does this. This man will go on the madness under his desk. He'll start writing this all down and fucking go.
But like, bro, this is how bad we are. Like, we have to calculate how bad. We just have to calculate how much we have to. The reality of the situation is, and I've said this before, we just need to win the games in front of us. I don't care if we're just winning it shit. If we just shit winning it, I don't care if we get scrappy 1-0s, because we need to start getting some level of luck on our side. You know what I'm saying? You've had luck.
By the way, Ahmed, you were saying about the competitiveness of the EPL. I didn't mean to interrupt you on that.
So I think going back to the. I think the upper mid-table teams have become stronger. Your Villas, I think, they're finally showing up their potentials. You Brighton, obviously, you know what they're like. They will do their thing. West Ham, I'll be honest, they're the one side here where I think the recruitment, their loss of Rice has actually been a benefit for them more so than it's actually ever been, because they brought in a top player like Kudus. They've been able to guide someone like Alvarez, who I've always said is a very good centre mid. Ward-Prowse they've been able to get in, and then like the centre back they've gotten like in Mavropanos, quality. Like Areola, for maybe he may not have been good for a top level PSG side, but for an upper mid table team, Areola is a very good guy. And then,
Ahmed, can I say something about the spending of like the teams, like even teams below top 10 this season? Like, you got Wolves,
you know what, man? I know that.
Everton.
I know Kafka's. I actually disagree. I think barring really Burnley and Sheffield, the other teams, in my opinion, are actually kind of strong. Crystal Palace for me, maybe Crystal Palace. You know, they've got 2 top tier creative players in the league. Let's be honest. Elise and Eze. And then you've got the 2 centre backs who are really good. Like Issam Gerhi may not be good at set pieces, but he is a very good centre back. So is Fingy as well. You then obviously look at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have quality. It seems that Nuno's like kind of started to unlock it. Whether or not,
they actually spent a shit ton over the last 2 years.
So eventually there is some luck that's going to be on their side. Who's the other guys that I'm thinking about? That Brentford, I'm not sure what's happened to them, because I actually thought they were a decent side. They actually had decent players.
No, Ivan Toney.
I don't even think it's that. They're defensively, they've been horrible this season.
Yeah. Their left back has an ACL injury.
Yeah,
they're probably the worst form team right now. In the
Luton, I agree with Kafas. You know what, Luton, I can agree to that. You know, Luton is shit. Like, but I don't know how. But they're just doing it off vibes, innit? Luton just doing it off vibes. I'll be honest on that one. But like Palace, I think as a team, yes, they're shit. But the quality in the 3 players they have is what. No. I was saying the reason why the league is worse is because the upper table teams have gotten worse. The upper table teams, not the other bottom teams and like the mid table teams, but the top 6.
I think it just got worse because
the top 6. The actual top 6 in general has gotten worse. Like if you're being honest, maybe you could say Bar and Liverpool, maybe you could say, but even
Arsenal's not better in general. But like
Arsenal haven't been as good as they've ever.
No, they're worse than last season for this.
Yeah. Arsenal's been
last season.
United, you're seeing how bad United is. You're seeing how bad Chelsea is.
Just go and look at the Champions League. Just go and look at the two teams getting grouped.
Yeah, bro. Man City, bro. They only had until like recently the 2 wins. They only had 1 win in the last 6 games in the EPL, and they're somehow about to be joint. I think they're joint second now, right? No, or joint first or something like that.
Man City, right?
Yeah. So like this is the point I'm making to you. Like the top 6 as well. Spurs. Listen, they may have been winning games, but they're also not great.
Didn't they go on a 5-game winless run?
They went on a 4 out of 5 game winless run recently. So yeah. So this is
maybe
like this is why I'm saying like the top 6, the real top table teams have done shit. The other mid table sides have done really well. Yeah, they've done right, and then there are teams that are overperforming as well in the league. There's a lot of performances that are happening in the league too. Where because now a lot of teams have got money now, you're gonna see stuff happen. And listen, I'm telling you right now, a lot of EPL teams are gonna be spending money. Love and trust, you're gonna be seeing a lot of transfer activity happening in January. Because a lot of teams need to improve, whether it be in the top 6, whether it be lower mid-table clubs that want to stay forward, whether it be a Brentford, whether it be who am I thinking of? Like it's another mid-table team that my lower mid-table.
West Ham.
West Ham, I don't think so. I don't think they need to add anything. West Ham.
They need a striker.
I don't. Antonio's. They got Ings, bro. I don't know what happened to Ings, man. Fucking hell, man.
That man's washed. That man's washed, and they've been playing Bowen as striker, man. And Bowen's not a striker.
Can I just say, man, big up to Emerson Palmieri. You know, people are cooking him at Chelsea. He's actually been doing really well, bro. He's actually doing really well at West Ham. You know,
I never thought Emerson was that bad of a player. He just wasn't for Chelsea. He's not good attacking wise. I don't know. I don't remember Emerson anymore. We moved, but like no, I think like West Ham.
He was fine. Yeah,
he was okay.
Yeah,
all right. But like with the league, I think it's alluding to what you said pretty much. I think there's more money, but I don't think it's the top sides necessarily being worse. I just think it's more competitive. So they're losing to teams that like, yeah, they can compete. So the other day, West Ham beat Liverpool? Or no, it was Arsenal. You look at West Ham's team. Yeah, Arsenal has better quality overall, but if you play your cards right, West Ham could get a result. And same thing with Aston Villa. Look at Aston Villa now. When they get a proper manager like Emery over Gerrard had them like almost in relegation, right? And then Emery comes here and just resurrects them. It's like, I think, and you look at Aston Villa's squad too. They aren't mugs either. Ollie Watkins, you have Douglas Luiz, who Kafka's loves. McGinn's come good as well. What's is in that team? I can't remember. I can't remember. It is what it is. But
they've got Diaby, Bailey.
No, thank you. Yes, Diaby, Bailey. Like, they have players that can be competitive. So I just think, these teams can't compete now. They stand more of a chance to take points off of the top sides than they did before. Also, to answer this question, no. I just stick with Jackson at that point. Like, I've changed my mind on it because now I see how he is very injury prone. He has the same issue that potentially Enzo's going to have. So it's like, no, thank you. I'm okay. I'll pass on that. But yeah, coming back to the game, I feel like we missed
big
something.
Tangent. Yeah.
Yeah, huge tangent. That's Casually FC for you. That's why we call it Casually FC. Coming back to the game, which great, we got a result. Who I feel like we missed talking about someone. Petrovic? I guess we didn't talk about Petrovic. Is Petrovic going to start now? Is Petrovic guaranteed a spot?
If I dare Pochettino, I dare that criminal, that little terrorist, that's our manager, to play Sanchez. I dare him.
Like, there's nothing what Sanchez actually beats Petrovic at, like saving, like the long range, top corners or whatever, saving headers on the ball. Petrovic shits on Sanchez on the ball because Petrovic hasn't even put a foot wrong, like on the ball either. Like he gives that defense somewhat of like confidence, I guess, but defense is not doing him any favors, especially today. But yeah, like if Poch honestly does that, then he's asking for trouble by the fan base and like even in the team, because that would like obviously mess up the team. Because Petrovic, he never got his chance until literally Sanchez's injury actually, came along, and he's actually played it really well. So he's got to keep playing until basically, say if he gets really bad or something, then you switch up.
I just love how, when Petrovic has the ball at his feet and either he's under pressure or there is an angle, he just kicks it. Just gets it away. Like when was the last time we had a goalkeeper that was just like didn't try and overplay it or force the angle? Like it's incredible. Like these are basics.
This is the thing that's gonna piss me off. I guarantee you. Although, like I agree with you guys, I think it should be Petrovic until proven otherwise. The thing that's gonna piss me off is that because Poch wants his keepers to play a certain way, we're going to see Sanchez just come back because Sanchez listens and tries to pass the ball, whereas Petrovic is doing the safe thing. And it's at the end of the day, I want a clean sheet. At the end of the day, I want a result. So I'm going to clear the ball instead of pass it or look for a pass whenever you yell at me to.
I'm sorry, but like Poch is, I back like somewhat of Poch, even though I wouldn't mind obviously seeing him in place. That's just gonna lose a lot more trust in me with Pochettino because like Petrovic is literally been great in goal. Like his kicking is not like gave him chances where we see Sanchez, like you said, yeah, like he's maybe listening to Poch more, like, you know, play like from the back and all, but we can't play from the back. We just can't. So what's the point going play from the back if you can't actually play from the back? We just don't know how to do it from the like.
Bro, our structure playing at the back is so poor.
Yeah.
It's not even so much that like playing at the back. Like it's very hard in a game to consistently have 100% pass accuracy. Like it just doesn't happen.
I'm
and
not
you
saying
gotta
100% pass accuracy. Though.
No,
like,
hold on. I get what you're saying. My point being is that with this method that teams have to play out the back now, it's just you take the risk of an error happening or a mispass. The game isn't played with 100% pass accuracy, just like I just said. There is bound to be something to happen. So when that happens, then we look like clowns. You saw what happened with Sanchez against Arsenal. Guarantee you, if he just cleared the ball, we win that game 2-0 easily. But we have to play around the back, and then we put ourselves at risk of making a passing error or someone being, you know, unfocused for that 1 second, and then boom, like the other team takes advantage. Which in the Premier League, this is a league of fine margins. We saw what happened today with Palmer. Took advantage of that missed pass, play out the back bullshit that Luton tried to do, and boom, he scored a goal.
It's literally just about knowing when to do it. It's literally all decision making. Like playing out the back is not a bad thing, but when you do it badly, like it just doesn't work. So
and I'm not saying it's a bad thing either, but like it's at the end of the day, I just want, like at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure if Sanchez wasn't so worried about his passing accuracy and all this shit that Petrovic doesn't seem to be worried about either, we wouldn't have nearly any of these complaints about Sanchez. Because the biggest complaints that we have about Sanchez is the fact that he just doesn't have that pass accuracy. He's not playmaking goalkeeper. What's the word I'm looking for?
Ball playing goalkeeper. Right?
Yeah,
ball playing goalkeeper. Thank you, Jesus.
I mean, the thing, I'd say the only other thing with Sanchez really would be that, like I don't find him convincing on corners, especially for a guy of his height. And I did notice a few times, like I know our defending of the crosses was bad, and this didn't stop Luton from scoring, but Petrovic did actually make a few claims, and he just looked commanding and confident in the air. Really, that's the only other thing. Apart from that, I think Sanchez is a decent shot stopper. We've seen him make some great saves this season, and I wouldn't really say that there are many goals besides maybe the Watkins goal that we had at home against Aston Villa. There aren't many that you can look at him and say, what are you doing, in terms of like his actual attempts to keep it out.
Actually, before I forget, because there were some comments made from Poch after the game that I thought we could look into, and I totally forgot I even had them, so we got so lost in conversation. PYS here. Poch fires back a reporter that questioned his tactics, suggesting Petrovic kept booting the ball forward instead of playing out the back. Sorry, what's this? It's not football. I don't see it like this, but I respect your view. Poch not liking that his tactics are being questioned, even though his tactics are very questionable, I would say.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a terrorist, man. Why we listen to this terrorist talk, man? They don't, if we start listening to terrorists, we become terrorists ourselves.
Sure. Mauricio Pochettino on Cole Palmer and Ahmeds Channel. I'm so happy because we are talking about our young squad and players who are showing they have the quality to perform in our team. Yeah. I don't know why you left Nani Madueke out to hung out and dry for the longest time. You rather play Ian Maatsen in that position multiple times. He finally is taking these risks now to try these players in that he's had on the bench. You know what? It would be such a breath of fresh air. It's not going to happen. It would be such a breath of fresh air for whatever reason, Poch decides to just, you know what? Let me move Colwell to center back and let me put Maatson at left back.
Not happening, bro.
I know it's not going to happen. One could dream, though.
I'll just say on Madueke though. I did kind of theorise this a little bit earlier on with the fact that his off the ball work rate and tracking back was a lot better than I've seen in most of his games at the club, both for Potter, Lampard, and Poch whenever he's come off the bench or started. So maybe that's an area of development that Poch has targeted and been like, you're not starting until this is improved. And if that's the case, I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating. If that's the case, then fair enough, because there actually has been a tangible improvement, as we saw at many moments today. I can't fault that whatsoever. And if that was the method, then I guess it's worth it if we now have a player that's going to be more influential in all phases of play.
So I just want to address this real quick. Metalface, I see you in the chat. I'm very well aware of how vocal you are. I'm very well aware where you hang out. And I'm very well aware that in this year and a half, you've done nothing but bitch, moan, and complain about the ownership. I'm sorry to tell you, they're here for 10 more years. And my best advice is stop complaining about them. It'd do wonders for your mental health. But if you want to sit here and complain for the next 10 years and be miserable, then be my guest, man. There's more important things in life than football. Like Casually FC. Anyways.
I'll be honest, man. It's just, listen, man. Well, hopefully the sun shines on us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, like I've said this over and over again. We just talked about it, but I'll just reiterate this. And then Oliver, I'm sorry I interrupted you there. I'll just reiterate this. These guys are billionaires for a reason. I don't think they're dumb enough to just burn away $4 billion for this club not to succeed. It's in their best investment for them to succeed, because you guys like Metalface Doom want to say that these owners only care about the money. Fine. If they only care about the money, then they need to get results so they can make money. So by that logic, then I hope in a few years now, next season, maybe 2 seasons from now, we start seeing those results and they start making their money. And then they can sell the club in 10 years for more money than it's worth because we've been successful. We move.
Yeah. So, I think I'd just like to say quickly. Go ahead. I don't think the answer is don't complain, but just be realistic. Don't ask for these owners to leave, and don't ask for these sporting directors to be replaced when they are getting orders from top brass to buy young players.
Listen, I could sit here and complain about the owners all I want, and clout chase and do all this shit, but I don't. Because there's other things I could talk about that are, more reasonable to talk about, like the mistakes that Poch is making and what he could have been doing better, like the mistakes the players are making and what they could be doing better, instead of really, really reaching and constantly going back to the roots, which is the owners. Okay, well, shit, the owners didn't see 5 years from now or 2 years from now that Sterling wasn't going to pass it to Cole Palmer. So that, what game was that again? Fuck. Damn it.
Wolves.
That was just Wolves, yeah. So that we lose against Wolves. The ownership never foresaw that. I'm not going to sit here and complain about the ownership. Oh, we shouldn't have signed those players. I'm going to criticize the players on the pitch because they could do better. But, I mean, that's because I want what's best for my club. I'm not trying to cheer on the ownership to fail and complain and brood about them all the time. But I'm just going to continue the show here. We're almost getting to a close anyways. Mauricio Pochettino, in the first half, we controlled very well. Second half, we started to concede crosses and corners for us. At 3-0, the game looks over. But in the Premier League, it's never over. We need to show more capacity to manage this type of situation. That's your job, Poch. That's your job. You should be managing those situations. You should be able to adapt to those situations. That's why after Man United, I was Poch out, because I saw how, despite how United was playing, despite, it being clear to us, the fans, this guy didn't want to change his tactics. This guy didn't want to adapt. And we're seeing it more and more. It's becoming clearer and clearer. This guy is incapable of adapting his tactics. This guy is incapable of being reasonable with his substitutes. literally, this has happened to most of us, I'm sure. Literally, after he makes his subs, half the time, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. I can't, because that's what I like to do. Logic, like what I like to do is when a manager makes a subs, I like to think in my head, like, okay, what's the reason for this sub? What is he trying to do? I like to put myself in their perspective. With Poch, half the time, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. And I don't know what the fuck position we're playing. I don't know what the fuck formation we're playing. I don't know what the goal is. Like it baffles me. It baffles me.
You know what the worst thing is as well? I've heard a few match going fans say this, and this is a good point. Seems like the players don't know either, because according to these people, when they see him come onto the pitch, they're not going to their teammates and explaining any sort of tactical shift or whatever. It all seems pretty senseless based on those accounts.
Yeah, I just don't understand the tactics with this guy. So when he says stupid shit like this, we need to show more capacity to manage this type of situation. Yeah, Poch, you do need to show more capacity to manage this type of situation. And it starts by like making the correct subs and giving these guys clear direction.
And this comment is fine if you have an experienced squad that should be doing better. But no, you're here to develop players, so get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, develop players, but I think he kind of shot himself in the foot earlier in the season when he was doing all that talking about like, oh, this is Chelsea.
Oh, for sure.
You know, he definitely made it harder on himself. So, I mean, anything else we could talk about the game, guys? I mean, I feel like we've run the course of this game. I'm just happy we won 2 games in a row in the Premier League.
I can't wait, man.
3 in a row, man.
Listen, I cannot wait, mate. I cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen, for transfer season.
Transfer season too, yeah.
You really
Monday. I need my dopamine. I need my Chelsea wins. That's why I get my Chelsea wins from these days. You know what I mean? That's why I get my Chelsea. You know that joke. Oh!
Nah,
that's the only true excitement about Chelsea, man. That's
I can't lie. Transfer dopamine doesn't work on me anymore.
That's gonna be the exciting part. Getting the boots on.
Hey, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens this transfer window. It starts in Monday, right? Monday's the first day.
Yep.
No, I mean Monday, fun day. Monday, fun day.
We're gonna have a busy stream schedule here at Casually FC because we are gonna be doing our best to keep on top of the transfer news. We're gonna obviously do our midweek. I believe I'm planning. This is all planned. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm moving. Okay, so this room is empty right now.
That's why she's not kicked out yet.
Yeah, shut up, Chris. But the thing is, though, I'm gonna do my best to accommodate and adapt, unlike Poch. And
but
I'm gonna try.
Midweek, yeah. On the 3rd, we're playing against what's it called? Which is Wednesday, Preston.
Ahmed, that's why you get paid the big bucks. Listen, we're gonna do our best to do a transfer stream at some point next week. Wednesday we're gonna talk about the game, and then at some point hit the bell notification so you're notified. How about that? Yeah, hit the bell notification so you're notified when we go live. All right, we're gonna wing it because one, I need to set up my computer at the new place we're at and figure out that whole internet situation, all that stuff. So listen, we'll make it happen.
What the hose at, man?
Yeah, where the hose at? Exactly. I don't know what are you talking about. But big up to everyone, big up to the panel. Another great show, good victory. Well, not really a good victory, but we won. Okay, and we just need results at this point. Okay, hey, top 4, here we go. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Okay, but ladies and gents, as always, be sure to smash up the like button. It does help out the channel tremendously. Be sure to subscribe. We are well on our way to 2,400 subs. So help me get there by subbing. I do appreciate the love that you guys have been showing the channel lately. Also, smash up that like button. Like I said, that helps out the most. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Check out the links in the description for Discord, Ahmeds Channel, Sarcasm City, who we're going to be rating again tonight. The Bridge 258. Check out. He's going to be doing transfer news on the spot. We're going to be doing it the way we always do it here.
Daily. You'll be getting them daily, lads. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to be sweating real hard.
I'm going to be back into my prime era. You know what I mean? Prime Abdi, prime striker, prime Ahmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
January the 1st transfer. second transfer, the third transfer, the fourth transfer, the fifth transfer, until day 31 transfer. You know.
Hey, Fabrizio, check your shoulder, man.
Yeah, bro.
Hey.
Hey, I'll be here if the Here We Go. The one advantage of working from home and doing my job is that, listen, when the Here We Go hits, I can do the live stream straight there. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm just gonna make a private account for like just
Here we go,
on
slaps.
his account and I don't know
Yeah,
notifications.
so go check out the Bridge 258 Ahmeds channel. Check out the comment section below. Leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the game and everything that we discussed today. And also, as usual, I didn't do it last week because I forgot my little notebook here. Big up to our proper casual and higher tiered members. You guys get a shout out at the end of every stream as part of your reward for this tier membership. Shout out to OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, Adrian, Will, and A Solomon. You guys rock. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you for the support of everyone else who's also a member. You guys are awesome. And the more memberships we get, the more this channel is going to grow, the more perks you're going to get with the membership, and the more emojis we can unlock, which I have plenty of emojis for you guys to use. So yeah, definitely check it out. Appreciate it, guys. Like I said, it's only 99p to start off that first tier. It all helps out tremendously. But yeah, that being said, like I said, we're rating flawless. So go ahead, copy and paste that message.
Chat shit about United, man. Chat shit about United. You're free to.
Oh yeah, he's happy. He's happy to have you guys go in there and definitely chat shit about their 2-1 loss against Nottingham Forest.
They have more losses than Chelsea this season. They have more losses than Chelsea this season, by the way.
And they're above us.
They have the 20th worst XG in the Premier League this season.
Terrorist. That terrorist. You see that? Look at that terrorist, bro. They're literally above us, yeah. But they've lost.
Once again, quality of the league. We were saying this.
The problem is they don't draw, man. They don't draw. They just lose or win.
Big up everyone. Big up to our manager terrorists in Poch and Eric Ten Hag.
Big up the other
big up to big up to Flawless. Show them some love. Copy and paste that red message. We'll see you guys there, and we'll see you on the next stream. Stay casual. Peace.
Happy
New Year.